and welcome to the CISN Football Pregame Show. I am your host, Blake Walker. It is week 1 of the 2025 Iowa High School football season, and us here at the Central Iowa Sports Network couldn't be happier. It is good to be back ahead of tonight's games here in week number 1. We have a stacked show ahead. We're going to go over the rankings courtesy of Radio Iowa. We're going to go over a lot tonight. We're going to go over interviews and everything else and preview tonight's game. Let's start out with our polls, thanks to our friends over at Radio Iowa. The Valley Tigers sit atop of the pack, at least to start 2025. They return Drake DeGroat and Jada McGregory, but they lose a lot on defense. Remember, Valley lost in the title game last year, but do have the star power to keep them in it. Will be interesting to see what Valley can do in 2025. Southeast Polk sits at the number 2 spot, 4 championships in a row for the Rams, but this year probably feels like the year they're going to have to really regroup and do the most. They lost their quarterback Holden Hanson, but they do return lead offensive weapon Drew Thompson. But other than that, they lost a lot on defense. They're going to have a lot to recover on offense. Southeast Polk will be interesting here this season. Dowling Catholic, probably one of my favorites to win it all. Joey Nahas at quarterback, split reps last year with Phillips. They have the best offensive line in the state. There's no doubt about that. They have a really strong defense that was very young last year and returned a lot. And don't forget Jeffrey Roberts, the transfer from Ames, who had over 1,000 yards last year. He is going to be fun to watch as well. Waukee Northwest at the number 4 spot. They return 28 touchdown passer quarterback Mac Heitland. They also return their leading running back Ryan Woodruff and top 2 wide receivers Jordan Green and Isaiah Oliver. And not to mention on defense, their leading sack leader Jackson Davis is back. Waukee Northwest has the pieces to make a run for their first trip to the Dome in school history. At number 5, Iowa City Liberty, coming off the Cinderella run last year to the state semifinals. They lost almost everything from that team except the quarterback. 32 touchdown thrower last year, Reese Reddick, returns for his senior season, and he's going to need help. Dallas Miller, his top wide receiver, is gone. They didn't have much of a running game, but it is departed. A lot of question marks surrounding Iowa City Liberty, but they know they'll have a veteran quarterback leading the way. At number 6, it's Ankeny, who also lost a lot, but their lead running back, Daniel Larmy, a 1,000-yard rusher last year, he returns, as well as Andrew Brandhorst at wide receiver. They're just going to need a quarterback and try to figure out the offensive line. Defense will also be very young for Ankeny, but if we know anything about the Hawks, they're going to come out swinging early. At the number 7 position, Waukee made a couple heads turn last year. Beckett Baker returns off an ACL tear that he sustained late in the season, in the postseason last year, and he's got a heck of a weapon to throw to. Texas A&M tight end recruit Evan Jacobson returns for his senior season. Keep an eye out for that quarterback-tight end duo. Waukee does need to return a lot on the defensive side of the ball. Going to be very young, but should be exciting to see how the Warriors turn out in 2025. At the number 8 position, probably one of the tougher teams defensively this year, Cedar Falls. We'll start with offense. They do return quarterback Leighton Wolf and top wide receiver Will Remmert, but they did lose Devarian Clark, their top running back. Their top 4 sack leaders and top tackle for loss leader all return on defense. Cedar Falls should pride themselves on the defensive side of the ball, and will be interesting to see what happens here for them this season. At the number 9 position, Pleasant Valley pretty much lost almost all of their starting offensive production, though they do return Dane Cox on defense, but a lot of uphill battles for PV. They get a tough test with Bettendorf here tonight. We'll see what happens with them. And at the number 10 position, Sioux City East, who almost upset Valley last year in the playoffs. They return 2,000-plus yard thrower Cal Jepson. He is going to come back with a couple good wide receivers as well. They also return their top 5 sack/tackle for loss leaders on the defensive side of the ball. Could Sioux City East be a very sneaky team out west? Those were your top 10 rankings in Week 1. A lot of storylines. I guarantee it will look nothing like it does here in Week 9. It's going to be interesting to see how the rankings change as the season progresses. We'll take a break and be right back on the other side. You're watching the CISN Football Pregame Show.
Joe here with Westside Auto Pros. I know that sometimes your car can be inconsiderate and need work when you're short on cash. So here's what I'll do. When you get your car fixed at Westside Auto Pros, I'll loan you the money to pay for it. Whatever you want done, repairs, services, tires, you name it. Get your car back on the road and you won't even pay any interest for 90 days. My wife thinks I'm nuts.
No interest, Joe? Are you nuts?
Get your car fixed now and pay later only at Westside Auto Pros. You don't suppose she's right?
Employee pricing plus extra DeArmond discounts at DeArmond Ford. New 2024 F-150s with over $20,000 off. Get a new Ford Bronco with $9,000 off plus 3.9% for 72 months. New Bronco Sports on sale for $37,990 plus 3.9% for 72 months. And new Super Duties with $10,000 off. Extra discounts on top of employee pricing. Only at DeArmond Ford, Indianola.
Welcome back to the CIML Football Pregame Show. I'm your host, Blake Walker. We had a chance to sit down with Coach Tom Wilson of Dowling Catholic and Gary Swenson of Valley ahead of the big Dowling Valley rivalry game. Let's go to those chats right now. Here with Tom Wilson, head coach of the Dowling Catholic Maroons. Coach, I want to congratulate you. This is your 20th year as a head coach at Dowling Catholic. You started in 2005, now 2025. Anything stick out in the 20 years? Any big memories? You've obviously had a lot with this team, and has 20 years flown by here for the most part, at least at the head coach helm?
It sure has. It's I think I remember more when I just first got here, and the way things were then and the way they are now. And I'm not just talking the football program; I'm talking the school in general, and the people. And now those kids that we started with are, well into their life and parents and everything else now. And so, as you mentioned, it has gone very quickly, and I can't believe it's been 20 years, but it's been a very good 20 years for myself and my family.
How's this offseason and fall been? Obviously, you guys go on a fall camp retreat, don't you? Your team does. How have things looked so far as you guys get ready here for opening day on Friday?
Well, things have gone well. I mean, every team is different, and you have to understand really what makes every individual tick within that team. And I think we're going to enjoy this group. It's a good group of kids, and they've worked hard, and I think they're just ready, like everybody else is, to get some games started.
What does the defense look like this year? Obviously, you lose a couple, but you bring back a lot of really good tacklers, really good people on the D line, your O line as well, just as well. What do you expect here from your defense on this side of the ball?
Well, I think that's where there's kind of quite a few questions. Joel Sanko and Jackson Miller have played a lot for us. You mentioned Bobo. Middleton could see time on that side as well. Our corners are new. One of our safeties is new, Maddox Capola, who's played a lot of basketball. He's playing free safety for us right now. And Leo Pagano has kind of waited his time, and we've got Carlos Blunt Jr., who has joined us and we think can be a really good player. So it's going to be interesting to see how we play on that side of the ball.
You got Valley here to start. Obviously, a tale as old as time. You've played them almost every single year here. You guys have had the best of them the last couple of years, at least in the regular season. They've gotten you a couple times here in the postseason. What's the respect level here between you and Gary Swenson? Obviously, you guys have met so many times, and as you guys get older, I think us as fans, we're almost like, we don't know how much longer we're going to be seeing you guys against each other. I at least will cherish these type of matchups, but what do you see is the crucial identity here this you're going to need on Friday night against this Valley team that is different than what we've seen last year?
Yeah, as you mentioned, the respect factor is very high, at least on this end. I enjoy coaching against Coach Swenson and his staff, and always have. And I think it's a great challenge because they're so well coached. And it's usually a hard-fought, clean football game when the two of us get together. And I don't think this week would be any different. I'm not sure how long you see these matchups either, but I cherish them as well.
Well, Coach, we appreciate your time and good luck here in 2025 with Dowling Catholic.
All right. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Thanks, Coach.
Joining us now is West Des Moines Valley head coach Gary Swenson, and getting ready for the kickoff against Dowling. And Coach, I know every year you got to fill in those seniors that graduate and other players move up in that. And let's talk a little bit about that, the preseason and getting into practice. How's it gone for you thus far?
Well, we had a significant number of seniors that graduated off that team last year. I think we had 42 seniors, and a significant number played. So we do have a bunch of holes to fill, but that's what we've been working on since early June with developmental things in our weight room or on the field and now in official practice. So we've been hard at it. And, at some point you have to play a game and do a measurement of where you're at and what you need to work on. The issue, of course, is we're not exactly getting to ease into the season with the number one ranked team in the state, but it's that way every year. We played Southeast Polk last year in the opener, and we, for years we played Dowling right out of the gate in the first game, and that kind of changed when the districts and the whole playoff qualification changed. But I think since I've been at Valley, 18 different times we've played them twice during the season, so it's not unusual. And sometimes the second meeting is different than the first, like last year. So you just take them one game at a time, and we hope we can give a good accounting of ourselves Friday.
Sometimes in the first game of the season, you don't know the opponent because they haven't played. But I mean, like you said, you know these guys well. You know what they want to do, and it always seems like it's just a good, hard-fought game, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, they're always well coached. Tom and his staff do a great job. They're always talented, as they are again this year. So, at this level of football in Iowa, all these schools in this area, you don't out-coach anybody anymore. You just hope that your team is healthy and can match the other team's ability and talent on the field close enough to be in the game.
And then it's always, we say, it's not just one game, it's the season long, how you develop. And
sure,
you well know that. You could start out
yeah.
and it's where you're at when you end the season, right?
I've said, the last few years people have said, gee, you start so slow and finish so strong. Well, we're trying to win those early games. I mean, it's not like that's by design. We just got outplayed early, but we were able to get better and make some plays in the second game, whether it's in the semis or early rounds of the playoffs. We've been able to come back and at least get to the Dome. I mean, your goal is to be one of those 4 teams, so you got a shot. And we've been in the semis, I think, 5 of the last 6 years. So I think we have a track record of at least knowing what we're doing.
All righty. Well, we appreciate you joining us once again on the pregame and looking forward to seeing you guys kick it off on Friday night. Thanks, Coach.
Thank you, Dar.
Want to thank Coach Swenson and Coach Wilson for chatting with us once again. We'll be right back and talk to our broadcast teams tonight, who's leading the broadcast teams this evening, and a little preview of what we're going to see on the gridiron this evening. We'll be right back.
Hi, I'm Chris from Fireplace Superstore. Outdoor furniture season is here and we've got you covered with the best selection in Central Iowa. We're featuring Poly Furniture by Berlin Gardens. Once you've seen the fit, finish, quality, and materials of Berlin Gardens Poly Furniture, it makes everything else look like it was built in somebody's backyard. We also have Iowa's best selection of aluminum, wicker, wrought iron, cushion, and sling. Fireplace Superstore, just west of Homemakers at 109th and Douglas.
Welcome back to the CISN Football Pregame Show. It's time to talk about what's going to be happening tonight, and that all starts with the 2 games that you're going to see here on CISN. Let's send it over to our broadcast team leaders to talk about which game you'll be watching tonight and what to watch for.
Paul Yeager and Tim Halbert will have the call of Ankeny and Northwest tonight, Tim, back at Ankeny Stadium for another year. These 2 teams, Tim, kind of similar, but also very different. Let's start with experience. Northwest, a lot of guys back. Where do they start?
They have 8 returners on offense and 6 on defense. They were a great team last year, 4-5. Just missed making the playoffs, in the RPI rankings. But only of their 5 losses, all 5 were to CIML teams. And 4 of those games, they had the lead in the second half. So they were very close, right on the edge. And that's been one of the main reasons coming back this year. I think they've got a lot of motivation to make the playoffs.
Mac Heitland is their returning quarterback. We've talked about him a lot. He's got a couple of good weapons. I think 3 of the 4 receivers. The only reason the 4th receiver is not the 4th is because they moved him to defense. Isaiah Oliver committed to Iowa. They also have a new lineman, Dalton DeBoer. He's committed to Wake Forest. So all of a sudden, you throw in a couple of D1 prospects, Tim. You got yourself a team.
Yeah, he's got some tools to work with. I know Oliver gets a lot of the looks right now because he's a University of Iowa commit. But also looked over Jordan Green is a junior, but he had the most catches at 45 catches last year. So he's another big receiver. The tight end only caught about 5 passes, or only 1 pass last year. So look for Heitland to look for the wideouts a lot more. They don't use the running backs as much in the receiving game. So, but he was 28 touchdown passes last year, over 1,800 yards, at about a 70% completion clip. So very ball controlled offense. So I think he's going to go, and he's only a junior this year.
Of course you migrate to the tight end. Why would you not do anything different, Tim? Things haven't changed. Let's talk about Ankeny. Graduation hit them in a couple of spots, including quarterback. Cale Roush is the new signal caller. He came in last year. We saw him in that Valley game, led him down to a victory in that contest. No stranger. But when you have a new quarterback, what's that mean?
It's when the ball starts flying, he doesn't have a lot of experience seeing the game. I think, game knowledge and game experience helps because you've seen it before. You kind of know how to react, in those high moments. We haven't seen him do that yet. But in typical Ankeny fashion, we talked to Coach the other day, that a lot of guys come through and they don't play. They play a little bit as a junior, and then finally they're starting as a senior, and they end up playing college football the next season. So they do develop players very well. So once again, he's a good-sized quarterback. He's about 6'2", 205. I think he might, run a little bit, how he controls the offense. What helps him a lot, he's got a running back that had over 1,200 yards rushing last year. So he's going to rely on him to have a very strong running game. He also has a very experienced receiver. You got Brandhorst out there. I think maybe the X factor in his receiving is Owen Fisher had, sneaky, very quiet 23 catches last year. He may be the next other go-to for those wideouts. And also they bring back their tight end. I have to mention the tight end again. Richmond is he could be used a lot. I think the user tight ends blocking really well. The big tight ends for Ankeny has been a history. They come down there and that's what gets that running game going. So I see that making it friendly for him. If they can keep it as a short yardage, makeable third down plays, he may have some success in this game.
Daniel Larmy's the running back you've mentioned. We'll talk about defenses when you join us tonight, as it is Waukee Northwest and Ankeny coming your way from Ankeny Stadium at the top of the hour here on the pregame show. Thanks, Tim. We'll see you soon.
Thank you guys so much. That will do it for us here on the CISM Football Pregame Show. Plenty of great football tonight with obviously 2 games on the Central Iowa Sports Network here this evening. And then keep an eye out. A lot of other good games going on in the Metro as well. Waukee taking on Johnston, and then over on the eastern side of Iowa, Pleasant Valley taking on Bettendorf. Make sure to keep up with all the scores here on Bound, and then also we'll be reposting a couple as the night goes on. That's enough talking for us. We're going to get you down to the field. Thanks for watching the CISM.
Employee pricing plus extra DeArmond discounts at DeArmond Ford. New 2024 F-150s with over $20,000 off. Get a new Ford Bronco with $9,000 off plus 3.9% for 72 months. New Bronco Sports on sale for $37,990 plus 3.9% for 72 months. And new Super Duties with $10,000 off. Extra discounts on top of employee pricing. Only at DeArmond Ford, Indianola.
Joe here with Westside Auto Pros. I know that sometimes your car can be inconsiderate and need work when you're short on cash. So here's what I'll do. When you get your car fixed at Westside Auto Pros, I'll loan you the money to pay for it. Whatever you want done, repairs, services, tires, you name it. Get your car back on the road and you won't even pay any interest for 90 days. My wife thinks I'm nuts.
No interest, Joe? Are you nuts?
Get your car fixed now and pay later only at Westside Auto Pros. You don't suppose she's right?
A gorgeous night for week 1 of the high school football season 2025. It's 82 degrees. Great clouds in the sky. We have ourselves a fantastic night ahead. It's week 1 of the 2025 season here from Ankeny Stadium. It's Waukee Northwest and the Ankeny Hawks here on the Central Iowa Sports Network. Hello, everybody. Welcome back for another season of football. Tim Halber, Paul Yeager, ready to go on this one. Tim, this is a contest of two teams that were close last year. One didn't make the playoffs, one did. Northwest, year 5 of their school, they're going to ride experience with Mac Heitland at quarterback. What's that experience mean?
That's great because he's seen defenses before, especially playing against a lot of the CIML team, a lot of playoff teams last year. So look for him for leadership. He's a very high percentage passer. He's the key to that offense.
Has his dad as the offensive coordinator. That's a tough bond to break. But for Ankeny, they're going to go on the ground with the returner, third-year starter Daniel Larmy. This guy had an outstanding sophomore campaign, trying to get it back here in a senior year. The kid's put on some muscle. He's ready to run. So what should we expect from number 0?
I expect, more of the same. He's going to be the quarterback's best friend because he got a new starting quarterback tonight. So look for him. He's gained a lot of his yards between the tackles. So look for a lot of that tonight. And also see who the second running back is in that rotation.
Cale Roush is the new quarterback for Ankeny. And for Northwest, they have some experience all over the board, Tim.
14 returning starters, 8 on offense, 6 on defense. That's a lot of experience coming in. They're going to be a hard team to trick tonight.
Corey Kapatich is the head coach. We'll talk with him at halftime. Let's go now down to the sideline to the third and fourth members of our broadcast crew. We've got Emma Eckhart as well as Austin Oliver. It is 82 degrees. The wind is out of the southwest at 4 miles an hour. It's not going to get too much cooler, but Austin, it is gorgeous down there. What can you tell us?
It is perfect. Sun's not going to be a factor. The wind is not going to be a factor. Waukee Northwest is ready to go. Ankeny's are ready to go. They're chomping at the bit, and they're meeting at the middle. It's going to be a great game tonight.
Are you chomping at the bit? That's the better question.
I think we are. I mean, Emma's been on the countdown for about the last 6 weeks, so she's ready to go as well. So we'll be ready to go down here for you guys.
All right, Austin, thank you very much. As we get ready, they're having the ceremonial coin toss out top. And we got a big night of football here, Tim. We got Valley Dowling also on CISN. We've got Southeast Polk and Centennial. We've got fantastic games ahead. What can you expect? What do you expect here in week 1? Before I go, Ankeny wins the toss. They've deferred. Northwest will receive, and they will go from south to north.
I'm looking at two teams that are probably going to make the playoffs this fall because we're looking at, Waukee Northwest comes in, probably the 4th-ranked team in 5A. Ankeny comes in as a 5th-ranked team. So I see this really evenly matched, two heavyweights kind of knocking it out, but they two definitely are playoff caliber teams.
For Ankeny, this is a new, as I've talked about this team, lots of opportunities. New guys, 6 returning players, and we are ready to go with this. The Maroons, the maroon top and bottom belong to Ankeny. The white top and bottom belong to Northwest. Getting ready to tee it up for Ankeny is going to be their kicker, Camden Ganal. The junior, back deep for Northwest is Isaiah Oliver. And as we approach the 7 o'clock hour, that means it is time to play some football. The hands in the air, the whistle's blown, and we are underway in 2025, and that's going to be a touchback. Oliver is going to have no chance in returning it, so it'll be Northwest coming 1st and 10 from their own 20-yard line. Mac Heitland is their quarterback. Up front, it's going to be Dalton DeBoer, the Wake Forest recruit. Grayson Beatty, Gabe Winter, Cam Flogg, and Henry Moore on their linemen. Look for Isaiah Oliver, Jordan Green, and Carson Burns all to be key players, but their running back, Ryan Woodruff, is lined up with Heitland in the backfield. 1st and 10 from their own 20. It's going to be a rollout. Heitland, here comes the blitz, and he is going to be taken down. Out of the
Nathan
gates.
Jenkins
Here
there
comes
coming from the outside. His read was the quarterback. He did a great job of maintaining his composure and getting the tackle and not letting him slip out. So great opening tackle there by Jenkins.
Nathan Jenkins, the sack, sends it back for a 10-yard loss, back to the 10-yard line. That puts Northwest behind the chains. They go handoff, and it's going to be stood up right in there. Woodruff gets the call and maybe gets a couple of tough yards, and that is it.
Yeah, third and long there. We'll see what the defense comes up there. I imagine Heitler's going to want to test those inexperienced corners. He's got two great receivers out there to pick from.
"11 minutes to go, first quarter. Third down for Northwest. They go handoff, and that's not going to be anywhere but maybe back to the line of scrimmage at most. Woodruff goes nowhere.
A great start there. See Hunter Minner's in there. They showed blitz there looking at, they knew it was going to be a run play, so a nice 3 and out by the defense to start this series. Going to end up giving good field position for the Ankeny Hawks.
Andy Liu, the tackle for Ankeny. Already into punt for Northwest is Keenan Quaid. He stands back at his own goal line. Kick is high in the air. It's shorter. It's going to be well in front of the return man. It's going to take a Northwest bounce, though, and just dance on that far sideline and go no further. No return for Mars Clark, or also for Jackson Eaton. So basically a 3 and out.
Yeah.
With a sack, really kind of made it felt like it was a huge uphill that time, Tim.
Yeah, that's really going to fire up the defense if they can go out there and have negative play on the first drive there, because they're really keying on Heitland, whatever he's doing. They're going to feed off that. They've got their keys as the read on defense here, so they gave the offense the ball here, see what they can do with it.
First year offensive coordinator for Ankeny is Rob Luther. His offense comes onto the field right now. They send Larmy in motion. Roush throws complete far sideline near the first down. It's caught by Andrew Brandhorst. You're going to see Brandhorst a lot this season if coaches get that way. Eddie Kennedy, the tackle for Northwest.
Yeah, Brandhorst comes in. Last year he had 38 catches on the season. A lot of experience there. They ran Larmy to the outside, basically creating an empty backfield. See what they do here on second and short.
From the 46-yard line go the Hawks. In motion, Richmond. Another in motion is Fisher. They fake it to him, go underneath with Larmy. He sidesteps one, breaks a tackle, gets into the secondary, and more importantly for Ankeny, he picks up a first down. Tackle there for Northwest is Hecko.
Nice to see there that Richmond came in motion from the right side of the formation, came back there, creating a trap block there. Once again, seeing Larmy running inside the tackles there very effectively.
Tim will get your keys after this play. First down and 10 from the 37-yard line. Roush fumbles the snap, recovers, and he's going to barely get down to the line of scrimmage. That fits right into a key for Ankeny.
Okay, we're talking about the quarterback play. They said they look like they turned the ball over. I haven't seen an official declare it yet. There's a fumbled snap. We'll see if Roush got landed on the ball.
The fumble came after forward progress, says Randy Heimerman, our official tonight. He's joined.
So break there. But that's what the inexperienced quarterback there kind of settle him down. He's 1-for-1 passing, but it's that inexperienced, good running game there, give him a good field position. So that's the key. Then it's getting the offensive line, a lot of replacements there. Can they get, working together as a unit?
Helmet came off, which means Roush has to come out. Mason Mahan in that backup quarterback spot here. High snap, and then there's contact made on the snap, and that is likely going to be against Northwest on that front line. Owen Lichty, 6'7", 290. You can stand up and move. You just can't make contact.
No, you can. You can cross the line there, but yeah, if you want to make contact, then it really goes against you. So I couldn't tell if it was Davis or Heckel that did it, but what a break there. It was second and long, and they gave him 4 more yards, so it makes a 2nd and 7.
And now that means Roush can come back in, and Mahan connects it because that was basically a play. 2nd and 7 from the 34. No score early on here, Ankeny and Northwest. Lichty, Pruin, Aubrey, and Lee, along with Cale Bowden on that front line for the Hawks. Roush to throw with time. He's flushed. Runs to the near side. Throws off his back foot. Caught at the 32-yard line. He finds Brandhorst again near the 31. Gets close to a much more manageable third down tackle for Northwest by Austin Van Horn.
Nice job by Brandhorst coming back to his quarterback. That's the athleticism of Roush. He's been a pitcher in baseball. He plays He was on the track team. He was on that 4x400 team. So that's a good athlete. Getting away from the rush. Good rush there by the Waukee Northwest defense. He was able to roll out, throw back in there, get a completion for 3rd and 4.
From the 31, Richmond goes in motion. The gives to Larmy, left side, and he cannot, well, he is able to pound just a little bit further, but he is going to be short of the first down to about the 28-yard line. Now, here's the thing about Rob Luther, what we're hearing. He does not like to punt. First situation right here, you're at the 28-yard line. You'd be about a 47-yard field goal. They're keeping the offense out there, it looks like.
I think it's early in the game. You can do that. You could take a chance on that. We're seeing that more and more teams are looking at the data and that going for 4th down with a high success rate. So can they pick up the yard?
They look to the sun on 4th and 1. The Hawks need to get to the 27-yard line. Play clock under 10. Larmy goes from right to left. Now motion from Richmond. Play clock at 0. They get it off Larmy left side. He has the first down and more. Daniel Larmy inside to the 15, down to the 13-yard line. Looked like he had initial contact at the line. At 0, they snap that ball, and the Hawks pick up the first down.
Good job. I'm going to give Roush the credit for looking up there. The play had to get off there. Once again, the double tight end set. They both had Bauer and Richmond in there. Balanced attack, running a heavy. Makes the defense play even across the line there. Once again, it's open inside the tackle.
Grisham the tackle for Northwest. 1st and 10 for the Hawks from the 14. They go Larmy again, right side. Larmy puts his head down, keeps moving, gets inside near the 5. Before he's brought down, a pickup of nearly 8 yards on that play. Again, Austin Van Horn. That guy's a tone setter, says Coach Kapatich. They love what he can do.
I think you're seeing some of that strength that Larmy had put on in the offseason, that leg strength there, that he kind of lowered. He's able now to lower his shoulder and pick up an extra couple of yards.
2nd and 2, 5:40. Big time-consuming drive for the Hawks. They go Larmy again. Larmy has stood up. He has 2 defenders, Fitz and Van Horn. I think we just should leave Van Horn's number written on the board because he has made nearly every tackle so far, Tim.
Yeah, 2 of the leading tacklers, so they run that 3-4 defense, and really they have like a double middle linebacker between Fitz and Van Horn, and they're very active, very physical linebackers. So they definitely showed it there on that play, stopping them for a little gain. So you got a 3rd and inches here to see what this offense wants to dial up.
And it is a measurement coming in from the far side.
We don't have the NFL technology where we have the lasers out there and we can just call it.
You're supposed to, when you say lasers, you're supposed to put your
Laser,
fingers in motions. Larmy will get a first down as the home side makes noise to indicate that was a first down.
1st and goal inside the 5-yard line. Been run heavy.
1st and goal for the Hawks from the 5. Larmy up the middle. Daniel Larmy into the end zone. That's a touchdown for Ankeny.
Yeah, very good run there. He ran out of the tackle there. Got to say, very patient. If you watch there, he took a stagger step, very patient, waiting for the hole to open, shot it in there and got the touchdown. So that short field was a big advantage for the Ankeny Hawks, driving it down there for the touchdown.
Larmy, mentioning that physicality, he was going after contact on that play, after play, after play. Camden Ganal out to kick the extra point, the left-footed kicker out of the hold of Mason Mahan. That kick is up and through. Ankeny strikes first. 7-0 here from Ankeny Stadium.
Employee pricing plus extra DeArmond discounts at DeArmond Ford. New 2024 F-150s with over $20,000 off. Get a new Ford Bronco with $9,000 off plus 3.9% for 72 months. New Bronco Sports on sale for $37,990 plus 3.9% for 72 months. And new Super Duties with $10,000 off. Extra discounts on top of employee pricing. Only at DeArmond Ford, Indianola.
Hi, I'm Chris from Fireplace Superstore. Outdoor furniture season is here and we've got you covered with the best selection in Central Iowa. We're featuring Poly Furniture by Berlin Gardens. Once you've seen the fit, finish, quality, and materials of Berlin Gardens Poly Furniture, it makes everything else look like it was built in somebody's backyard. We also have Iowa's best selection of aluminum, wicker, wrought iron, cushion, and sling. Fireplace Superstore, just west of Homemakers at 109th and Douglas.
Ankeny turns a 3-and-out into 7 points, and before we can get a kickoff from Ganal, we'll reset. Oliver and Green back deep for Northwest. And that's a high end-over-end kick. That's going to be playable for Green. He's at the 15, 20, 25-yard line. Gets up near the 26 before he's brought down. Tackle for Ankeny on that play on special teams, Garrett Bauer. And now it'll be again Northwest going to work, Tim. Let's go down to Austin Oliver for our first check into the game.
Hey, I think it was just exactly like you guys talked about in the pregame. A ton of the running back, but what I liked about the quarterback, he was decisive on his 2 throws he threw out there. So great first drive for Ankeny.
Handoff for Northwest on that play, and it's going to be Woodruff. Had a great start to the season last year. First 3 games did well for Northwest, and then the ACL in a game against Dowling shut him down the rest of the year, but coach says he is back and playing tougher than ever.
He's a good-sized running back, very compact, 195.
Gain of 7 on the play, and it's nearly picked off. First, it was Mars Clark in the neighborhood. Intended, looked like it was for Jordan Green, so it'll be 3rd down.
Coach says that, Mars Clark can play anywhere. Last year, recall, he's had 5 interceptions last year, so he's a ball hawk back there in the secondary.
It only took you the first quarter to get ball hawk in.
I got a bunch of them. I got them written down here.
You got them all?
Yeah.
The Tim.
So I got some favorites. I got some new ones.
The Tim Bingo card is in effect. Heitland rolls out, throws, caught by Oliver at the 47-yard line. Great throw, great catch. Sandvig makes the tackle there, enough to move the chains. That's Waukee Northwest first down of the game.
Good patience there by Heitland, rolling out to his right. Oliver getting there, finding the open zone. 36 catches on the game in the last year during the season.
Gain of 15 on the play. First down, Wolves. Heitland throws it again. This time Oliver, nice spin. Second effort, and if they don't wrap him up, he's going to run all day. Great play by Oliver to get inside the 40. Finally, Clark and Sandvig get the job done. Frazee also in the neighborhood.
Oliver's going to be a tough tackle in the open field. He's very athletic, the University of Iowa commit coming through, so he's going to be a favorite target.
Oliver has Iowa connections. His father, Dean, played basketball. Heitland to throw with time. Now he's running, getting chased. He gets to the outside, throws downfield, and it's incomplete. Hits the down marker. Giving chase was Hunter Minner. And he likes to say, Minner, chicken dinner, and Minner almost ate on that play.
They're trying to rush up the middle there. Becker, on the outside. But Minner showing good speed for a defensive end. They call him the defensive end, defensive tackle. So he was getting out there, causing chase. Not letting Heitland, if he gets his feet set, if he gets his feet underneath him, even though he's moving, he could put a lot on the ball downfield.
2nd and 10, they go back to the ground. And it is It is Woodruff. Before Jensen Kildow, one of the 3 sophomores, getting start tonight.
Finding some success running behind Cam Flog, Henry Moore there on that right side of that offensive line.
2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Heitland looks to the right side. Woodruff now moves to the right. Heitland goes up towards center, barks out the call, steps back in his lime green shoes. Handoff up the middle. Couple of tough yards before Minner and Nathan Becker. Enough for a first down, so Northwest putting together a really good drive.
Ankeny defense rotating that defensive line there, that 3-man defensive line, trying to get a rush on there.
1st and 10 from the 26-yard line. Heitland looks left, throws right. He's got a man in the back of the end zone. It's going to be too far in advance of Michael Dunnigan on coverage, Mars Clark, and also Grant Fisher. Fisher and Kildow, the 2 sophomores. Aubrey playing on the offensive side. Winninger out for Ankeny for a couple of games, so it's Jensen Kildow in that linebacker spot. Fisher, his brother on the team, so opportunities for these sophomores. Heitland rolls out on 2nd down. Points, throws towards the end zone, and that is going to be picked off by Sandvig. Was he inbounds? No, they're going to say incomplete. And I'm not really sure if Heitland knew what he was trying to throw it away, and he didn't see Sandvig back there. He may have gotten, all he needs to get 1 foot in that replay. Good job, Randy.
You got a little cute there. I think he could kind of make one in a little tight window on the sideline there, but Sandvig came up there. That name is very familiar here in Ankeny football history. So 3rd and long.
From the 26, Heitland rolls out. He feels the pressure, throws back. That's up in the air for anybody to get. It's incomplete. Oliver nowhere near on that play. Oliver was the closest thing. Heitland just threw that thing up for grabs high in the air, incomplete.
I don't know if Oliver got caught in the flow trying to go back out to the right side, but not intentional grounding because Heitland was outside the pocket going this way. So now we got a 4th and 10. You're in, I think, for Waukee Northwest. They think it's the red zone when you're outside the 25.
It's about the same spot that Ankeny went for, but theirs was 4th and 1, not 4th and 10. Looks like right now Northwest is going to run this thing down and take a timeout. 2:21 on the clock, but we're under 4-3. They get it off. Heitland rolls out, throws downfield, caught. Is he inbounds?
Yes.
He is.
12-yard pass on a 10 yards needed.
Jordan Green, the pickup. Great play on 4th down.
Jordan Green, the leading receiver off last year's team, coming in after 45 catches last year, 9 touchdowns. Huge catch on a 4th and 10. Give a new set of downs for the Wolves.
Fisher and Clark in the neighborhood just a moment too late. Handoff up the middle, still running up end over end goes Woodruff. And Wirtz the tackle. Wirtz another move in from the north side. Played baseball for the Hawks this summer. Coaches rave about his athletic ability. 2nd down and 4 from the 8. Handoff again up the middle. Becker wraps up. He was there first. Sandvig, Joey Sandvig there.
Great job at Sandvig making a pile, but they're running behind that big left side of the line.
And they go up the middle, and it's a quarterback keeper.
Looks like the Philly special.
And that is a 1st down, so it'll be 1st and goal inside the 2, if not the 1.
Heavy formation.
Heitland again underneath, sneaks it, and he is going to be...
He's about a foot short.
Short of the goal.
Once again, they got 3 running backs behind him, so he's just basically going in, and the running backs are helping move that pile.
See what Hunter Minner, he is right there on that middle, along with Andy Liu. They're trying to jam that up. Heitland again sneaks it. He stood up, pushed up. This time I think he did make it into the end zone. Touchdown! Mac Heitland, the score for Northwest.
Yeah, Becker had him on there, but he had just enough to get into that end zone. Going behind the left side behind Dalton DeBauer and Grayson Beatty. Those two guys combined are nearly 600 pounds of linemen.
Nice look up the middle. On to attempt the extra point is Quaid. His kick is up and good. We're tied at 7. 53 seconds to go, first quarter here from Ankeny Stadium.
Free Godfather's Pizza begins with the download. Order through my new online ordering app and start earning free pizza and sides. It's easy. Download the Godfather's Pizza online ordering app today. Do it.
Joe here with Westside Auto Pros. I know that sometimes your car can be inconsiderate and need work when you're short on cash. So here's what I'll do. When you get your car fixed at Westside Auto Pros, I'll loan you the money to pay for it. Whatever you want done, repairs, services, tires, you name it. Get your car back on the road and you won't even pay any interest for 90 days. My wife thinks I'm nuts.
No interest, Joe? Are you nuts?
Get your car fixed now and pay later only at Westside Auto Pros. You don't suppose she's right?
Quaid kicks it deep. It's going to be at the goal line. It's going to be taken by Fisher at the 10. He's at the 15 and brought down inside the 20. Good special teams tackle by Northwest, number 9. That's Eddie Kennedy. Emma Eckhart's the 4th member of our broadcast crew. She's on the Northwest sideline. Emma, what do you know?
Well, I mean, if you're Northwest, you had to go for that 4th and 10. And I'm over here on this sideline, and I just saw Jordan Green catch that perfect. Very good drive for Northwest.
Emma, that was a huge play, though, right? Was there any nerves over there from Northwest on that 4th down?
No, I just saw excitement from them, but I was like right here, and I was like, oh my.
Right in front of you. All right, Emma, thank you very much. 48 seconds to go. First quarter. Ankeny comes back out, their second offensive possession. Tied at 7. Handoff Larmy up the middle. Larmy spins his way through and then gets hit in a big pile of white jerseys. The one they pull up off the pile last is Hecko. Owen Fisher goes far. Hayden Carlson goes even farther to the left side. And then Northwest is going to get called for another offsides, and that'll move it forward. It'll be 2nd and 1 with 17 seconds here.
Calling that closely on the defense.
No score between Centennial and Southeast Polk. As that game goes on here, it's 7-7 as we near the end of the first quarter. Pretty even matchup
6
here.
6 seconds left.
Let's see. And before the whistle.
Official stop.
Are they wondering if, was the clock supposed to run?
Yep.
Yeah. So now there's no way Ankeny's going to be able to get this going. They wind the clock, and that will end the first quarter. Good scores for both. 7-7 after 1 from Ankeny Stadium.
Employee Pricing Plus at DeArmond Automotive, Knoxville. 2025 Ram 1500s with up to $15,000 off. Incredible offers on the 2025 Jeep Grand Cherokee with up to $9,000 off. And new Jeep Wranglers with up to $8,500 off. And save on a new Chevy Silverado 1500 with over $12,000 off. Employee Pricing Plus. Save big now at DeArmond Automotive in Knoxville, Iowa.
68 yards of offense for Northwest, 53 for Ankeny. Larmy, 7 carries, 44 yards. He was the workhorse on that first drive. Woodruff, 7 carries, 31 yards, but it was the Heitland touchdown, Tim Halber, that made the difference in that first quarter for Northwest. And let's not forget the fourth down pickup.
Yeah, that was a big a 4th and 10, and that 12 yards he picked up, really kept the drive alive. That would have been a tough spot to give the ball over. So we'll see how Ankeny responds here. If they're only their third possession or second possession of the game.
3 receivers come to the left side, 1 to the right. It's still Larmy in the backfield with Roush. Roush to throw. Caught, and then some. Andrew Brandhorst, his 3rd catch of the game. Brandhorst, they have high hopes for him this year. They call him some of the best hands in the state because he makes catches like this.
He did a nice job there going up the ladder, or going up the seam. Taking on the inside.
And they go back underneath with Larmy. And he is brought down by Morrison. Blake Ludwig also in the neighborhood, and it's a hurry-up offense here for Ankeny at midfield. Roush to throw. Caught by Larmy at the 50. Makes a move inside the 40 before he's tackled out of bounds.
I was wondering if we'd see more of that with Larmy, as pass cuts are coming out of the backfield. I think they want to keep the offense out there, get the tempo going, not let that defense substitute. They get a little tired there. It's a warm night on the field.
Grisham and Van Horn, the tackle. And Larmy gets behind Jack Aubrey and goes for a couple of extra yards and gets a great first down pickup on first down.
That kick-out block there by Ryan Pruin.
Van Horn, the tackle. I'll tell you what, there's a whole lot of everybody getting used to everything. The down marker was saying 4th for a couple of plays. This up-tempo's throwing everybody's timing off, but the Hawks seem comfortable with it. Larmy up the middle, and he just gets 5-6 yards. This is the Larmy from 2 years ago, Tim.
Yep.
Larmy last year was maybe 1-2. This year he's 2-4.
Yep, he's learned to be patient on the inside. I think he feels stronger. He can do that more often. Sometimes he was falling into the habit of trying to bounce it to the outside, looking for the big play. But follow your blockers, and he's reading the line blocks very well. So once again, he picks up the first down. They're inside the 30, driving on the Wolves.
Charlie Hemmer, the tackle. Roush throws it in front. They were trying to do a throwback screen, it looked like, with Carlson. Incomplete.
Yeah,
giving good pressure there, Jackson Davis.
Yeah, he got rid of it pretty fast there. He was looking out to his right. I think he threw it just a little bit too far inside. He had to turn around and try to catch the ball, but brings up a 2nd and long. Not afraid to have Roush throw the ball on first down. That's a lot of confidence in your quarterback.
Carlson will now come to the near side of the formation along with Fisher. Richmond back into the ball game, the tight end. Now he goes in motion. Now Fisher goes back underneath. Throwback screen this time, they go Richmond. Nice move, but he can't do enough to free, and it's going to be a loss of nearly 7 on the play. And down on the turf is, I think that's Owen Lichty.
Yeah.
And that would be a big loss for the big player. The Centennial transfer, he's headed to Columbia, but right now he is on the turf getting attended to. We will step away at the 10-14 mark, tied at 7 here on CISN.
Ever have one of those awkward moments when a business disappointed you? You got ripped off? Didn't get what you expected? The Better Business Bureau can help you avoid these uncomfortable situations. BBB accredited businesses are honest, ethical, and reviewed annually by the BBB. Don't experience another awkward moment with a bad business. Trust the ones that operate with integrity. Look for the BBB seal. It's the sign of a better business. And find a better business anytime at bbb.org.
Western lets your UTV power through the storm. The Impact V Plow and Impact Straight Blade, with the features the pros demand, custom tailored for your UTV. And to keep your work top-notch, rely on the Tornado UTV Hopper Spreader. Now that's a job well done. Western, more jobs done faster.
Visit Truck Equipment Inc. today at truckequipmentinc.com.
Owen Lichty has helped to the near sideline. And we'll check on his progress to see how he is. Now Lichty, 6'7", 290. Smart kid, 4.2 GPA. That means Cameron Overbaugh is going to be in at that left tackle position. The loss on the play makes it 3rd and 16 from the 33-yard line. Roush throws left sideline. He's got Fisher, and it's picked off by Northwest inside the 5-yard line. Coming back to make the interception, Hayden Grisham. What a play for Northwest.
Yeah, he timed there very well. He went up and got the ball just slightly underthrown there by Roush. That's one of those mistakes. If you're going to throw it down the sideline to the end zone, make sure it's deep, that only receiver can get it, or it's going to fall incomplete. So took a shot for the end zone on 3rd and long, but gives him the ball at the 3-yard line for Waukee. But a big play there, one of the first turnovers of the game that we've seen.
Talk about experience. Roush played in the Valley game last year, came in late, helped win, then he started the next game. But this is his first extended look against tough competition, and he'll have to look that one over on the sidelines here as the defense goes to work. And it's right away a handoff for Northwest. They're going to go Woodruff with the handoff.
Yeah, a lot of bodies in there. St. Jenkins, Minner, Lou as well in the mix. That 3-down, those 3-down linemen trying to pinch it in there. Don't give any running lanes to Woodruff.
Kildow the tackle. Heitland to throw from his own end zone. Laces it up and leaves it up in the air, and it just falls out of the hand of Joe Vineyard. Mars Clark the coverage. It'll be 3rd down for Northwest.
So he can throw the tight end. That's good. I'd like to see that.
Well, Vineyard's a guy, they moved him from linebacker.
Yeah.
This guy's got lots of offers, UNI, South Dakota State, USD.
He's 6'6". He's a big target out there, and he just had it on his fingertips, so that's a good coverage. There's a good left-hand rollout, left side rollout, brings up a 3rd and long. So now the Ankeny defense is going to want to hold him here. That would give them great field position, see how they dial it up.
They go with the running game, and it's going to be close, but not enough. Ryan Woodruff gets across the 10, and that's going to be short as he was brought down by Andy Liu. Also out there was Nathan Jenkins, and that's a big stop for Ankeny here after the turnover, and coming out to make in punt formation is going to be Keenan Quaid. Back deep for Ankeny. They send Mars Clark and Daniel Frazee.
Good defense there, maintaining your position, not letting him bounce outside.
4th and about 2.
Well, the short one guy, so waiting for a guy to come in. Grab the burn a timeout.
Yeah, and that's huge because if you don't take that timeout, that's half the distance. And then all of a sudden you're punting from the shadow of the end zone or the goalpost there, where Mike Baker, the two Ankeny ADs, the former AD Brett Butcher here, next to Mike Baker. Butcher, who used to be at DCG after he left here, and now Butch is retired, and saw him at a cross-country meet on Tuesday.
Yeah.
Knew you can't keep Butch down. So the timeout makes it 2 for the Wolves with much of this second quarter to go. On the stats side of things here, Tim, still very even.
I've seen both defenses come with big plays. See what kind of punt, a little short punt last time by Quaid.
He's in the goal area of the end zone. Gets that kick short again, but high. They're yelling Peter, getting out of the way. And this one, though, takes a bounce, then goes out of bounds at the 46, make it 47-yard line, no return. And that's where Ankeny will go on the northwest side of the field for another possession, Tim. All right, what have you seen so far?
I've seen two balanced, teams, looking at the running game, but the running game has worked very well for both sides. Both quarterbacks feel comfortable. We're seeing Roush throw on first down. Heitla's getting his timing down there, using a lot of different receivers. So I see, two very talented teams, playing the defensive. Both defensive come up with big plays. They're tackling well. So well-coached teams, playing here, and I'm not surprised it's 7-7.
Moment on the clock here.
The clock is...
There's no TV timeout in this game. We're not forcing anybody to do a timeout.
Yeah.
All right, let's see. We got Austin Oliver down there. Austin, do you know what's, or Emma? Austin, either Emma, do you know what's going on?
We have no idea. We're about ready to change batteries here, so we'll be back in just a second.
All right.
All right, bye.
Like the clock is on a 60-second cycle, so we don't know exactly how much time's left in the game. They may have to keep it in the field.
There's the Northwest, red, white, and blue, or blue, white, and red, if you go from front to back. Seniors in the front, juniors next, then sophomores. There is certainly a hierarchy in these, in the
stands?
In any stands, as we are working through this clock issue. So there were a few changes here at the stadium in the off season. It's now LED lighting, and if there is anything, I'm not sure if we have a light show programmed that we'll see. I know Northwest does a really good one.
I've seen them. They can flash the lights, so that's strobe light. So it's technology coming in. Nice to see. Last year they had built the north end zone. The locker rooms are really nice. We got fans up there on the balcony. So wonderful addition here.
There's look at some of the fans. There's Coach Bauer's family right there in the middle. We won't out them all, but some of the other family and friends of the coaching staff up there as the teams are going to step to the side. We're going to just be stuck here in waiting this clock issue out, so we'll step away for a moment. You're watching high school football on CISN. Ankeny and Northwest tie.
You want to get stronger, faster, healthier. You want more. You want to be part of something bigger than yourself. A place for people of all ages, all walks of life, that provides opportunities for all to succeed. We do that. We're the why. Build more than muscle. Build a stronger community.
Beautiful night for football here at Ankeny Stadium on this first Friday of the year. In motion goes Fisher. They fake it, go Larmy back underneath. He gets a room, and then Larmy's down the left sideline. He's escaping down to the 30 to the 25-yard line before he's brought down by Elliott Combe on that play, and that's a great handoff.
It's a great job by Nathan Richmond, the tight end, kicking his blocker out, and then Larmy running right on the inside, found a big lane there.
Pick up a 21, back underneath Larmy. Escapes a jersey tackle, and that's all Grisham can do. First down for the Hawks.
Once again, he's running up there between the blocks, between Nathan Lee and Pruin.
Larmy runs into the back of the offensive line and defensive line and gets a yard, maybe more. And Owen Lichty has come back into the ball game for Ankeny, the big left tackle.
Good to see him back in there, because he's a presence. He's at 6'7", 290. Does anchor that quite a bit. Then you bring the tight end out there, they can really seal that off, or they can kick the end out and create a running lane there.
7:25, clock moving. Ankeny looks to the side, 2nd and 8 from the 19.
Running double wide, Larmy out in the slot position on the left side.
Roush keeps it, goes up the middle, splits a couple of defenders, gets inside the 10. Very close to the first down before he's brought down by Austin Van Horn. Van Horn has been on nearly every play tonight.
Good call there. That empty backfield, you've been running the ball. It looked like a passing down. Roush is 6'2", 205, so that's another element he can add to this offense, that he can take it and run.
One thing Coach Bauer did tell us this week at practice, he says, hey, don't be surprised if Roush runs it. We like his physicality. Timeout on the field. Ankeny does not like something, as they indicate and call the timeout. Let's take a look at a couple of other happenings so far. It is 7-7 here. And what was that? What was the Valley Dowling score? 10-7 Valley. Southeast Polk leads Centennial 7-0. A lot of good games early on here, Tim.
We've got some other on the other side of the state. We got Cedar Falls at Liberty. Liberty comes in ranked as well.
Des Moines East leads Des Moines North 7-0. Council Bluffs Abe Lincoln trails Lamar's. The Hawks go to Lincoln at the end of the season. Hempstead leads Kennedy 14-7. Lincoln and Roosevelt. Roosevelt leads 8-6.
The new Roosevelt picked up
Hoover in the transfer portal.
So see how there's kind of a new team, same name, so wish them success.
You're going to just let the transfer portal thing go? One of my best lines of the night.
Yeah.
God. That one wasn't on your bingo card, was it?
I'll come back.
Roush goes to work. Hands it off Larmy. Larmy drives down. He is close to that first down, but I think he's probably short by a half yard.
I think he put his right foot down, so he's short. If he'd have put his left foot down, he would have had it.
Jackson Davis, the tackle for Northwest. Ankeny brings in a couple of other, we call them horses? Is that what you call bigger guys?
You can bring in, they call them elephant package. I've heard it called rhino package. You bring the big guys. You bring in the big bodies.
Ryan Baker was one of the numbers I saw come in.
I saw 77 coming up. Ryan Baker comes in. Take your pick. You put Lichty in the backfield.
Play clock at 4. Hawks have got to go. They go up 3, 2, 1 before the snap. They all move, which means they all have to get set. So the Hawks now have burned 2 timeouts on this drive.
He was not happy with having to call a timeout because they had that play design. I think they might have waited too long to set up because they had Lichty in the backfield. Quarterback goes under center, then the backs come up there right behind him. So I think they're looking at a straight Philly special.
Lee and Lichty were in the backfield. That's a play that, yes, you've seen it in the pros. I think we've seen Dowling run that type of play.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And you got a big quarterback in there, so I don't know what the high school rules compared to college care or the pro, but, assisting the runner. But if they come in the back and block, and not, as long as you don't grab the ball carrier and carry him, you can push from behind. We're seeing a lot of that, variations of it. But see if they come back to that, or look at the same formation and do a rollout. By seeing a version of their short yardage play calling.
They send in also Landon Hutchins to the tight end spot. 2 receivers to the right. Larmy with Roush in the backfield. Before the snap, a penalty.
Like they moved.
And I think it's going to be on Ankeny, and Rob Luther is at the hash, the offensive coordinator.
I think the wideout might have flinched before the snap.
And that Rob Luther, the former head coach at Collins, Maxwell Baxter, then Baxter, now is the offensive coordinator here for Ankeny. He has that head coaching experience. So illegal substitution.
Yeah, it's a dead ball foul, so it'll stop the clock. So now we'll see if the field goal unit comes out there. Opportunity loss. You don't get, like against this Wolves defense, you don't get too many opportunities to get down inside the 10-yard line, so that was a mental mistake we'll see early on.
Ganal will come on to attempt the field goal from 28 yards out of the hold of Mahan. The snapper is Hayden Carlson. Kick is up, and it is Good. Ankeny takes the lead 10-7, 5:50 here at Ankeny Stadium.
Ever have one of those awkward moments when a business disappointed you? You got ripped off? Didn't get what you expected? The Better Business Bureau can help you avoid these uncomfortable situations. BBB accredited businesses are honest, ethical, and reviewed annually by the BBB. Don't experience another awkward moment with a bad business. Trust the ones that operate with integrity. Look for the BBB seal. It's the sign of a better business. And find a better business anytime at bbb.org.
Western lets your UTV power through the storm. The Impact V Plow and Impact Straight Blade, with the features the pros demand. Custom tailored for your UTV. And to keep your work top-notch, rely on the Tornado UTV Hopper Spreader. Now that's a job well done. Western, more jobs done faster.
Visit Truck Equipment Inc. today at truckequipmentinc.com.
Ankeny to kick it off after the field goal, 28 yards. It's going to be returnable. Oliver's going to take it at the 1. He's at the 10, 15. He's hit and then dropped. And the guy finishing off again is Garrett Bauer. Austin Oliver, that's an expensive 3 points right there for Ankeny.
Yeah, I totally agree. I mean, I guess we could kind of chalk it up to early season, nerves maybe. I would have liked to see that big package and see how that worked. But at least they got 3 points out of it. They'll probably have some discussions about that at halftime.
They go back to Woodruff. And it's under 5 minutes, so Northwest, lots of time to work this up the field. On the tackle for Ankeny, Nathan Becker.
They have 2 timeouts to work with, or they can go down, call anything they want all the way down.
You have Green and Oliver, who had just incredible talent. Let's see, but it's been roll out now for Heitland. Throws, short pass, it's the tight end. Vineyard, he's tripped up by Sandvik at the 30. Vineyard out of bounds at the 32. That's enough for a Northwest first down.
So Jenkins out there on the no man's land. He's got, if the quarterback rolls to his side, he's got to take his contained man and come up and apply pressure on Heitland.
Wolves first and 10 from the 32. Heitland with time, throws it, complete. Far sideline, Jordan Green knocked out of bounds by Jenkins. Another 4-yard gain to make it 2nd and 6.
Yeah, Jenkins is phrased there on that side. We'll be surprised if Heitland wants the corners on this Ankeny defense. They're inexperienced. If he wants to challenge those, to see how they apply pressure and cover the experienced receivers.
Handoff and tackle behind the line of scrimmage. Coming on a sprint, Nathan Jenkins.
Yeah, Jenkins playing on the other side. Had a read, took the blitz there from the left side coming up there. Good thing that Woodruff didn't fumble the ball because they hit him from behind and dropped him there for a big loss. It makes it 3rd and 8.
Coming up at halftime, we'll talk with Mike Weddingfeld, head boys golf coach at Ankeny. Had a chance to catch up with him earlier this week. Right now, we have 3:55 to play in the first half. It's Heitland, the keeper, up the middle. He's running, still on his feet. He has a first down and more. He's out of bounds across midfield before he's pushed out by Logan Wirtz. Huge pickup for Northwest on that play, 23 yards.
Yeah, he's the other running quarterback that we have tonight. Like I said, he was on the state qualifying, the 4x400 relay team. So he's got some wheels out there. Doesn't run often because he's got a good arm, but that's another element he adds to the game.
Woodruff serves as a blocker. It's a screen. It's complete. And nearly making the drop stop was Jenkins, but he was able enough to slow Vineyard and his momentum. Still, though, gain of 2 on the play.
Good job by Sandvik over there, applying pressure the quarterback said he got it ready. He couldn't get his feet set, so he had to float it out there, given time for Jenkins to get up there and make coverage, trip it up, keep it to a short gain.
2nd and 8, 3:15 to play, second quarter. Heitland throws down deep. He's got a man one-on-one, and it's too far. On coverage, Frazee on Oliver. Incomplete. I was kind of waiting for Northwest to try to take the top off, and they do it on that play.
Yeah, Highland has the arm to do that. So it brings up 3rd and 8. So they didn't want to go back out. Watch, they've ran the ball on 3rd down. They've got the receivers.
Play clock at 15. Northwest nowhere near ready to snap the ball.
Green's been a little quiet there on the receiving end. See if they want to bring him back in or if they want to do something with Woodruff again. Try to make it 4th and manageable.
8th play of the drive coming. Play action, double pump. Heitland gets it to Oliver back at midfield. Oliver is not going to go anywhere. He's bottled up. Jenkins there, Becker there. Also Liam Howard.
I'm not sure we give the first credit to, but that was a great job by the defense. Whoever's keying on Oliver did a great job. He had no chance to get out. Been better if he'd have thrown it out of bounds, so that brings up a 4th and 14. Good stop by the Ankeny defense. Get the ball back with 2:30 left to go in the game.
And 1 timeout. So they'll send Frazee and Clark.
Quaid's had 2 short punts tonight. See if he's able to hit one decent here too.
That one a much better punt. Great punt, actually. Takes Mars back to the 5. Clark makes a move and then just cuts his losses and goes down on the north side of the 5 before the special teams play by Bodie Morrison and also Brady Fitz. So now Ankeny's offense. All right, before we go back to Ankeny, let's go Emma Eckhart. If, Emma, you can hear me there. Emma, what'd you see on that Northwest drive?
Austin's here.
Austin,
so we just switched over.
Sorry.
Well, I mean, after that big long run, I thought they had something going, but it just ended up kind of fizzling out there. So I don't. There's some moments of brilliance for this Northwest offense, and then some other times where it just looks a little disjointed.
Well, let's see what the Northwest defense can do. They have Ankeny pinned inside the 10, back at the 7-yard line. 2 receivers to the left. Richmond goes in motion. Now he's set. They give it to Larmy off left tackle. Cuts it back up, still on his feet. Grab from behind. Larmy gets near the 14-yard line before he's brought down to the turf by Costigan.
See the difference in Larmy. He took a hit there, ran into someone, but then his forward momentum, that strength coming in, picked up another 2-3 yards, making it a 2nd and manageable. Probably see him carry it again here.
Richmond in motion, gets set on the left side. They go Larmy again on the handoff. He gets behind a couple of maroon jerseys and finds his crease, gets up to the 25, and enough for an Ankeny first down. Clock stops for a moment at 1:39.
Nice block there by Jack Aubrey, filling in for the injured Zach Breitbach. Doing a good job as right guard, came across there, got the trap block, sprung Larmy for a big first down.
Larmy again up the middle, has a positive yards, grabbed at the shoelaces first by Davis. And Fitz also there.
Offensive line doing a good job getting the reach blocks and getting, not getting a lot of penetration.
Roush throws right into the hands of the defender for Northwest. It's the 2nd interception of the half. This time it's picked off by Colin Costigan. And Northwest is in business inside the 30 with 67 seconds to go before half.
That's one of those inexperienced the other quarterback. He tried to force it into Fisher. He was open on the inside, but he threw it. Instead of putting an air under, he just didn't see the under linebacker there and tried to force it in where that window was pretty tight. But you don't have a turnover with 1:07 left. Now see if that defense can go back in there, can protect those 26 yards. They played a good job. They're mixing things up, frustrating this Louisville offense. See if they can do it here with a minute left.
Kopatich's team has a couple of timeouts in the ball. They go Woodruff right away underneath, and Woodruff is going to escape a couple of tackles. He's finally brought down by Ankeny. Grant Fisher was there first, And all of a sudden, Northwest inside a minute and the 18-yard line, 1st and 10.
I think they should have
13-yard line.
2 timeouts, so they got a lot of options to work with.
Woodruff gets the handoff, and he stood up right away by Nathan Becker.
Nice job by Becker there. That'll make the clock run. Yep, they're going to use a timeout here.
Good used timeout, 34 seconds. So Northwest will go to the far sideline, Tim. The offensive coordinator is a guy that Brent Heitland, you kind of have a little history.
Yes, I remember back in my Wartburg days going up there. Bob Nielsen really wanted him to come to Wartburg, but he chose to. I think he went to Waldorf out of high school, but he was a really good high school quarterback. So it shows that, his son Mac has been probably trained since he could walk to play quarterback.
They're in there having a conversation. So right now you're down to 1 timeout, 36 seconds. Ball at the 16-yard line. You've had more success running than throwing deep, but you don't have to throw it real deep here.
No, I used to see, I would put Heitland on the move here because the defense is going to be, I think they're going to come from the outside. Wherever which way he rolls, they're probably going to blitz somebody, get in his face so he can't get his feet set. But I try to move the pocket with Heitland, get him out there. If he throws underneath, he has Oliver out there. He's got a lot of receivers. Green, we haven't mentioned Green too much tonight, but these guys are very good possession receivers. Also, he's thrown a couple times to his tight end to Vineyard, so he's a big target. If he slips out, watch for him. So I'd look for them, short pass, get out of bounds, get some of this yardage back. You don't need to get a touchdown or a first down.
Heitland rolls out far sideline, gives chase, throws, caught. Yes, that's a catch. At the 5 by Green. Or Vineyard.
Vineyard, yep.
Clock moving, 20 seconds to go.
It should be 3rd and 1.
11-yard pickup and then a timeout, Northwest. Wow, what a play.
Lost about 10 seconds there waiting for, calling a timeout there, but nice job. Rolled Heitland out to the left. Becker was on pursuit, got a good block there for their backside back, letting Heitland get the ball out.
So now Northwest, you're in field goal range. You've got that in your pocket. If you run it and don't get it, the clock's going to run. You only need to get a couple of yards to get the first. Yeah. But now with no timeouts, your options are kind of reduced.
Well, they have enough time. They could, with 19 seconds, you could run if you don't get the first down. Well, they can't clock it. They can't. You're right. It's a 3rd down, big 4th down. I don't know if they get the field goal unit out there.
I think you're throwing it no matter what, right? Unless you have that much confidence in Woodruff?
I'd say give the quarterback, you got an experienced quarterback. I'd let him roll out, look for the option to pass. If not, he could tuck it and run and get the first down. Clock will stop. So see what his option, I put it in your quarterback's hands.
Heitland and Woodruff. There's always that rollout option with 3 receivers to the right. They also could go to the weak side. Oliver's on that's Oliver in motion. They're going to roll out near sideline. Throw to the end zone. It's going to be a touchdown, Waukee Northwest. They go Isaiah Oliver on the motion. He was the guy you couldn't contain, and it's a touchdown. Northwest has their first lead of the game.
Yeah, he ran the fake option on the inside, rollout inside, came back in inside slot, got lost in the wash. Came back underneath the formation, underneath the coverage. He was wide open. That's when your quarterback has that skill, good passing, touchdown.
13-10, Northwest leads. Borgman calls the team over, and on to attempt the extra point is Quaid. Out of the snap of Tabungi. That kick is up and good. 14-10. We'll keep it here. Let's go Emma Eckhart on that drive, Emma. That's a really good drive for Northwest. What'd you see?
I mean, wow, Northwest really, really needed that. I mean, all the momentum was in Ankeny. Ankeny's defense has come out really strong, but that was a really good drive for momentum and something they really needed.
Oliver, what happened on that play? A good pick there that kind of got him open. He kind of got lost. Did you see him? I didn't see him, Tim.
I didn't see him either.
No. Yeah.
No, he came in. When he came back across the formation to the right there, he came in right behind the tackle, got lost inside the wash, and then they ran to the little 2 yards downfield. He was right across the line of scrimmage. Good pass from Heitland to Oliver.
So the kick return team comes out and look for Ankeny with one timeout to basically, unless they get a massive return, Quaid will tee it up.
Quaid, the all-purpose kicker, he punts, he does extra points, field goals, and kickoff.
And let's go where this drive started. Was his great punt?
Yeah, he had a great punt, pinned it back there. Did a mistake, offense. You can't have a turnover deep in your own territory. Coaches will talk to Roush about that.
Fisher and McDowell back deep for the Hawks. They're going to put it on the ground, and it's going to go out of bounds. Fisher lets it go, which means Ankeny now will get it up to the 35-yard line. All right, Tim, so 35 and a timeout. You still just taking a knee?
I think you take a knee, yeah. I think you settle your quarterback down, go in the locker room. A lot of good things they've done this first half. There's a couple of mistakes, clean them up. They're in this ball game. They had the lead most of the first half.
2 picks and
kind of a misstep on the 4th and short. You having to burn 2 timeouts, settle for a field goal. First game kind of jitters, kind of working some things out. A lot of new guys, new positions.
They keep Larmy off the field. Instead, they bring in Cooper McDowell. And they hand it off to Cooper. Cooper breaks 3, gets to the 40, 45, and he's brought down at the 46. That's a first down, and they will call timeout. Cooper McDowell's first varsity carry is a gain of 14 or 13. And the Hawks call timeout at 40. The ball's at the 47, 8 seconds.
McDowell's they've always had 2 good running backs. They kind of they kind of talk about Larmy being on a pitch count, but he already has. Tonight he's got 17 carries. I thought he'd have maybe 17, 20 in the game.
I thought so too. But he's been so successful.
But you always have a second running back, and that's where Larmy came up. When he was a sophomore, he was like that second running back, that came in. Had some great yards. It was good to see McDowell may be that second guy that gives them a little burst of speed.
Cooper's been back on the kick returns, and you just never know what can happen. So another sophomore playing tonight for Coach Bauer's crew.
So even on the snap, you're back there at the 45-yard line. Ken, are they going to let, Roush?
Well, now they're bringing Larmy back in, and they're sending 2 receivers left and right. So I think Ankeny might think they're going to try to go deep on this play.
Or give it to Larmy to see what he can do.
They go Larmy through the middle. Oh, and he takes a shot right at the 45. That is how the first half is going to end. Clock goes down, and so we will have Corey Kapatich with Emma Eckhart. She will chase him down, and we'll hear from Coach Bauer out of the halftime as Northwest and Ankeny make their way to the north end zone for the second year that their locker room has been there. We'll find out what Coach thinks about that first half game. We go down to the sideline here for a moment. Emma Eckhart's with Corey Kapatich. Emma?
Coach, you struggled to get momentum, but that turnover really changed it. What does your team need to do to keep that momentum?
Well, I don't know how well we played in the first half, but we made a lot of mistakes, and just come out. It's a brand new half, 0-0. I mean, they're a really good team. We need to be a 4-quarter game, so it's just getting back to work and hopefully play a little better in the second half.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
All right, that's Corey Kapatich. Thank you, Coach, for the time this week. Thank you for watching this first half. Northwest leads 14-10 when we come back. We'll talk golf, and we'll learn a little bit more about what else is going on here on CISN this week. We're at halftime. Northwest 14, Ankeny 10. This is CISN.
Joe here with Westside Auto Pros. I know that sometimes your car can be inconsiderate and need work when you're short on cash. So here's what I'll do. When you get your car fixed at Westside Auto Pros, I'll loan you the money to pay for it. Whatever you want done, repairs, services, tires, you name it. Get your car back on the road and you won't even pay any interest for 90 days. My wife thinks I'm nuts.
No interest, Joe? Are you nuts?
Get your car fixed now and pay later only at Westside Auto Pros. You don't suppose she's right?
Employee pricing plus extra DeArmond discounts at DeArmond Ford. New 2024 F-150s with over $20,000 off. Get a new Ford Bronco with $9,000 off plus 3.9% for 72 months. New Bronco Sports on sale for $37,990 plus 3.9% for 72 months. And new Super Duties with $10,000 off. Extra discounts on top of employee pricing. Only at DeArmond Ford, Indianola.
Halftime here, Mike Weddingfeld is the head boys golf coach for Ankeny High, and the season has already begun. A couple meets under the belt. How'd things go?
Good. We played over at Briarwood a couple weeks ago. We didn't have our best round that day. We had a lot of penalty strokes, but we learned from it. And then we played at Willow a week ago. Our score improved. Our record didn't, but the competition that we have this year around us is very tough.
Has that always been the case? Because it always seems to be Eastern Iowa does quite well. So is Central Iowa trying to catch up?
It is. The last 2 or 3 years, in golf, you play 6, you count 4. So if you have 4 kids shoot 75, you'd shoot 300 for a team. That used to be the number to go. Now we've got teams shooting 280s, 290s consistently, less than that. So truthfully, the skill level with these kids today is just gone phenomenal with the popularity of golf and the amount of time they put in and work at it, and so our competition is stiff.
Because it's almost a year-round sport.
It is with the simulators inside now and that work that they can do, and some people travel, and they, instead of going for spring break, they're going on golf trips, so it's great. It's awesome.
You like that because they're working all the
That's
time.
right.
That's
right.
But let's talk about the mental side, or let's talk physical. Then we'll get to mental. The physical side of things. Your competition was tough to make the team this year. Down to 24, had to cut a couple of guys. Not your favorite thing to do, but how was that group that you had to cut down?
It was. They're a great group of kids, and I hope the kids that didn't make it, I hope they keep working in the off season. As I said, summertime is when you get better. I can't make you better in a month and a half during golf. So those kids hopefully keep working and come back and try again next year. The kids we have, a lot of very similar scores. It's tough for me, truthfully. Right now we've got 8 or 9 guys that could be my top 6. And so we have playoffs. We have, things to decide who's going to go this week. And so you'll probably see different lineups throughout the year and just who's playing well at the time.
And then it's not your decision, it's theirs.
It is.
That makes it a little easier.
Yeah.
And it also keeps everybody, I'm guessing, kind of focused.
It does. You said earlier, iron sharpens iron. So that competition, I've always said, if you're confident that you're always top 6, nature, you kind of let up a little bit at practice. But when you're always worried about losing that spot or who's going to come in and take my spot, then you got to work, you got to focus, and that's huge in golf.
Focus and the mental side of things. How are you approaching that this year?
We've talked a lot in the past years about being mentally tough, forgetting the bad shot, the bad hole, focus on the one in front of you. And it's funny you ask, because tonight, as we sit here and do this interview, I've got a mental coach from school that the school's hired now, Cody Myers, talking with my kids in small groups about just that itself and giving them some tips and tricks, hopefully.
She knows a few things about both playing physically and mentally. That's one thing that she's been able to provide, I know, in basketball the last couple of years. So seniors, juniors, graduation hit you pretty tough.
Yeah, we lost 4 of our 6 guys last year, and they were kind of our top guys for the last several years. So our scores have gone up a little bit, but some of those other guys, Gavin Ross, Ryan Constable, they're played for me last year, so they stepped into that leadership role, working on their games a lot. Gage Behrens, Nathan Girth.
Just go look on the putting green.
I know,
You're just
right?
going to go down the list of the guys over
some
here.
of those other guys, and I apologize that I'm forgetting you, but they've been working hard. There are a lot of seniors, senior heavy right now, vying for those top 6. But I've got some juniors that are working hard, and I've got quite a few sophomores that they love to play golf. And I see them at the golf course all the time, and those are the kids that will keep getting better and better and get us back to where we've been the last few years.
State this year is in Johnston over at Hyperion. Has it been there before?
Not since I've been coaching that I can remember. It's great to have it, again, locally. It's easier to travel Sometimes when state's a long ways away, it's hard to find a weekend to go play. Hyperion being private, we won't get to play it a lot. I think they're limiting to the Sunday before state, but we just appreciate the golf courses letting us come out, and it's a great golf course, really nice, and it'll be fun for the kids if we can make it that far. We got to figure out where our districts are. And
well, so what's it going to take to get to state then?
Well, I don't know. Our competition is crazy. Like I said, the 300 used to be the number, and now they're shooting under that. We played Valley the other day, and Braden Nelson shot 9 under par with a triple bogey. So he was 12 under par at one point. Set a school record. Might have been the course record. I don't know. But, I mean, when you're playing competition like that, I've seen other scorers from Waukee Northwest, Johnson. As a team, they're shooting par or under par. And so the bar is just so high right now in Central Iowa golf, and these kids is just amazing. And so for us, a rebuilding year, our wins and losses probably won't be very good, but that's what you build on, and you can't be the best every year.
And you want to peak at the end.
Right.
And as you get better, which means I better let you get back to practice.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
It's Mike Weddingfeld, head golf coach for the boys at Ankeny High School. Our pregame show, or our halftime show. We've already done pregame. It's halftime here on CISM.
Hi, I'm Chris from Fireplace Superstore. Outdoor furniture season is here, and we've got you covered with the best selection in Central Iowa. We're featuring Poly Furniture by Berlin Gardens. Once you've seen the fit, finish, quality, and materials of Berlin Gardens Poly Furniture, it makes everything else look like it was built in somebody's backyard. We also have Iowa's best selection of aluminum, wicker, wrought iron, cushion, and sling. Fireplace Superstore, just west of Homemakers at 109th and Douglas.
Welcome to our quick little halftime segment here. We hope you're enjoying the game this evening. Let's talk volleyball. Volleyball season has picked up this week. It started on Monday, and there is a lot to look forward to if you're a CIML fan, and especially for us on the Central Iowa Sports Network. Going to give you a little bit of a rundown of what's happening here in the volleyball side. I wanted to talk about what teams are returning last year from the CIML, a couple of the state tournament teams and regional runner-ups. Waukee Northwest is probably the big question, or not the big question, they are the big statement, I should say, of 2025. Waukee Northwest returns 100% of the roster from last year's state runner-up. They did not lose a single player on that entire roster. They are the #1 team. We'll talk about rankings here in a little bit. They returned 100% of that roster. Keep an eye out for Waukee Northwest. Ankeny Centennial returns 80% of their roster. Waukee 73%. Dowling 50%, Ankeny 46%, and then of the teams, that was of the teams that made the state tournament. Teams that didn't make the state tournament but finished regional runner-up, Valley returned 85% of their roster. Be something to keep an eye out for them. Your rankings for the volleyball side just dropped a couple days ago. That would be last Thursday. Northwest is your leader. Pleasant Valley is ranked 2nd. Waukee is 3rd. Ankeny Centennial 4th. Dowling Catholic is 5th. Cedar Falls is 6th. Valley is 7th. Iowa City West is 8th. Ankeny is 9th, and Bettendorf round out your top 10. They do 15 teams for rankings for the girls' union. Iowa City High is 11th. Iowa City Liberty is 12th. Dubuque Senior is 13th, Cedar Rapids Kennedy is 14th, and Johnston round out your top 15 in the IGHSAU rankings. Those are our official rankings by the IGHSAU, kind of help from coaches, plus people with the girls' union. Really cool thing to keep up with here. You're watching this on Friday night. Well, as you're watching this, you might want to go over to Ankeny Centennial High School tomorrow, as in Saturday, because there is a big Ankeny Centennial tournament being held tomorrow, and I want to tell you a little bit about it. There is going to be a lot of teams, 16 teams to be exact, and I want to give you the team, and I want to give you the record of last year just as a little bit of example of how strong this field is going to be for this tournament. Mind you, it's still week 1, so we're going to learn a lot. Ankeny Centennial is obviously one of the teams, 32-5 last year for the Jaguars, returned a lot, obviously, of offensive production. Ankeny will be there, a 36-5 record for the Hawks last year. Davenport Assumption, a 3A school, will be there, 25-9 record for Davenport Assumption. Bettendorf makes the drive over as well, 18-16 last year for the Bulldogs. Cedar Falls, 33-7 last year. They will be in attendance. The cool one, Dike New Hartford, will be there. And obviously we know how good Dike New Hartford's been the last couple of years. The dynasty that Diane Harms has built over there. 30-16 record last year. Expect them to be much better this year. They were still very good last year. They lost in the state semifinals last year, but Dyke New Hartford, a 2A team, going to be there. They are the smallest team in attendance. Dowling Catholic, 26-10, will be there. Iowa City Liberty at 15-21. That's a good 15-21. I can tell you right now, they are ranked in the top 15, as I mentioned just a few moments ago. They will be in attendance. Linn-Mar at 18-16. Norwalk at 28-14. Pleasant Valley, your state champions last year, 35-2. They lost a lot, but they do return Isabel Kramer, who's going to be really fun to watch this year. They will be in attendance. Sioux City East at 21-16. Valley at 14-23. But again, don't let the record disparage you. That is a very good Valley team that returns a lot of young talent from last year. Waterloo West, 16-14, then the Waukee schools. Waukee at 18-15, and then number 1 ranked Waukee Northwest at 28-10 last year. That is 14 out of the 16 teams that had records below 500. The rest, almost all of them, made the state tournament. So if you haven't gotten your tickets, or you can't make it, but you want to watch online, it might be streamed for our friend Andy Pollock. We'll just have to see, but you're going to want to make your way to Ankeny Centennial tomorrow. It is going to be such a fun day of volleyball. That's going to do it for us. Just a quick little recap of what's going on. I think we're going to try to do this every single week here on our halftime shows, unless we're able to get a couple interviews. But we have got a lot of volleyball action coming to CISN with Girl Dad Media, obviously up at Ankeny and Ankeny Centennial with Andy Pollock, and then we will be on the air for a couple games. We'll get those schedules out here as the weeks continue to progress on. We're going to send it back to the field. Enjoy your second half. You've been watching the Central Iowa Sports Network.
Employee Pricing Plus at DeArmond Automotive Knoxville. 2025 Ram 1500s with up to $15,000 off. Incredible offers on the 2025 Jeep Grand Cherokee with up to $9,000 off. And new Jeep Wranglers with up to $8,500 off. And save on a new Chevy Silverado 1500 with over $12,000 off. Employee Pricing Plus. Save big now at DeArmond Automotive in Knoxville, Iowa.
Thank you for tuning into today's broadcast. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any of our live events. You can also follow us on X, Facebook, and Instagram in the description below for more coverage of Central Iowa high school sports and the Des Moines Menace. Now,
halftime at Ankeny Stadium. It is Waukee Northwest 14, Ankeny 10 as we take a look at some of your first half statistics. Let's go for the team that's leading. That's Northwest. They are 9 of 16 passing. That's Hetland. And rushing 18 for 66 yards. That 9 of 16 for 64 yards. So add that up. That's 130. Woodruff 13 carries, 50 yards. Vineyard 3 catches, 23 yards. Oliver 4 catches, 24 yards and a score. And it's a pretty balanced approach for Ankeny. It's 5 of 8 passing for 34 yards and 21 carries, 144 yards. Daniel Larmy, 18 touches, 128 rushing. He also has 11 yards receiving. Brandhorst, 3 catches, 29. Haven't heard much from him since early in that contest. He kind of went away. A couple of interceptions, Tim. As you look at those stats, what jumps out to you?
Probably the 2 turnovers. When they had a good chance down here. Won the rushing game. Larmy coming out, I thought he was going to be on a pitch count, but no, he already has 18 carries for the first half. But inexperienced quarterback trying to force the ball in there, maybe just underthrown a little bit, but got to cut down. The offensive line did a good job for the Ankeny Hawks. I thought they moved the ball very well. They need to find that again. The defense has given them opportunities for good field position.
And you've got a couple of fresh faces in there. You've got Owen Lichty, who's not new to football, but new to Ankeny football. He was out for an injury for a couple of plays. Jack Aubrey, the sophomore, getting a start for Nathan Lee. Zach Breitbach has been on and off the field a little bit. So there's a couple of question marks. And to get your praise, Tim, that's pretty good.
They did a nice job there. I got the blocks in there. I think the tight end coming in, I thought Richmond did some nice job blocking. And shout out to the defense. They've been throwing different coverages, keeping Heitland in there. He hasn't hit anything deep. He's been very successful underneath. So
let's talk about Northwest. So you use the 2 turnovers. You cash 1 in for points. A couple of turnovers is, I think, really all I can come to mind about outstanding plays, right? It's been more of a team aspect.
I think these 2 teams are just mirror images of each other. I think they do a good job. Very strong defense, contain everybody, good, balanced. You mentioned earlier that the Waukee Northwest, very balanced offensive attack. They want to keep doing that. The key for Ankeny is to not let Northwest score again. I think if they get to a 2-score lead, it's going to be difficult with that balanced offense. But they really haven't got untracked yet this game.
For Northwest, it's been that last touchdown play was a well-designed play. Oliver, kind of like it was nearly for the basketball term would be a pick, but they send him in motion. We've seen Vineyard, so the tight end, Oliver, we haven't seen as much of Green as I thought we would see.
Yeah, he's been one of the leading receivers, but I think they want to get the tight end involved. They want to get Vineyard in there. Oliver is such a talent. If they do that, run him in motion back against the formation, what you do is you create. Someone's got to pick him up man on man, and that's where he's most dangerous because he's very hard with his speed and his moves to cover one-on-one.
The Ankeny coaching staff is making their way out of the locker room. We'll have Coach Bauer in just a moment. Polk leads Centennial 7-0. We did see the stats. Centennial has 1 first down and only run 10 offensive plays in that first half. Valley and Dowling tied at 10. No surprise there. Johnston leads Waukee at half, 7-0. Liberty and Cedar Falls 7-7. They're in a lightning delay in Iowa City. And that's a look at some of the games of interest around us, Tim Halber.
Yeah, very balanced.
Any interesting games for you?
The Centennial one, that's the big one. The Dowling and Valley, that's the one. They're kind of the two heavyweights knocking heads, early in the season. And I mentioned earlier, I was curious how that Cedar Falls Liberty game goes. That's 7-all, early in that contest. So
Liberty makes the Unidome last year, looking to get back. They have their quarterback, Garrick Reddick, back, and they'll play in the newly renovated Unidome. New seats, new press area, or new suite level up there in the old press area. So,
stadium's been there for quite some time, since the mid-'70s.
Since they nearly built the building. So it looks like Coach Bauer has now made his way out. Austin Oliver is getting close. The Hawks are out, going through the specials here for the final couple of minutes before half.
It's cooled off nicely here. You can feel the nice breeze. A perfect evening for football.
Coach Bauer having a conversation with the officials on his walkout. Imagine that. Always working the stripes if you get the chance as they come out. Austin Oliver is near Jeff Bauer. Let's go down to the sideline for our halftime interview.
Hey, Coach. Running game looked really good. Turnover right before half really hurt. What'd you get to your guys? First game of the year, right? But what'd you talk to your guys at half?
Hey, we're playing hard. We're not playing smart all the time. We thought we could drive down, and we made a mistake there. We haven't finished things because we got sloppy, inside the 10, and that's us as a coaching staff. We have to get through that better than we did. But our guys, we're not panicked. We just have to come out and execute better this half.
Good luck, Coach. Thanks.
All right, Austin Oliver's there, and we will be back in a moment as Northwest makes their way back out onto the field. We'll take a break. This is the Central Iowa Sports Network. Northwest leads Ankeny 14-10.
Is it 5?
Employee Pricing Plus at DeArmond Automotive, Knoxville. 2025 Ram 1500s with up to $15,000 off. Incredible offers on the 2025 Jeep Grand Cherokee with up to $9,000 off. And new Jeep Wranglers with up to $8,500 off. And save on a new Chevy Silverado 1500 with over $12,000 off. Employee Pricing Plus. Save big now at DeArmond Automotive in Knoxville, Iowa.
Coming up this week on CISN, we have a lot of activities. Volleyball, Centennial and Northwest on Tuesday night. Then Friday, football next week. Ankeny goes to Waukee, Johnston at Dowling at Valley Stadium, and the Linn-Mar Lions come back to Ankeny Stadium. They were here in the playoffs last year, and it'll be the Centennial home opener in that contest. I think Dar Danielson and Tim Halbert will have the call of that one. Linn-Mar, new coach this year. They had the interim last year, but Coach Orr, Dwayne Orr, is the new head coach at Linn-Mar. So Southeast Polk leads Centennial 7-0. Here it's 14-10. Tim?
Last year, talk about Linn-Mar. We had the rare playoff doubleheader last year we got to do. Both Centennial and Ankeny were home teams in the playoff, and we had to do the double duty. So that was a unique experience.
You know, I can talk. Yeah. There's no doubt about that. At the end of that day, after doing regular work, doing the 2 football games, I got home that night and went, I think I'm done talking.
Yeah.
I'm done. That was a lot. That's all right, though. That was fun.
Yes, it was. It was a
City High was here, and Linn-Mar. And you always knew it was a potential. It just never happened. So
the odds were in our favor.
Ankeny will get the ball to start the second half as they won the toss, deferred, which means they will get it here in the second half. So as we go down, let's see. We have Austin. Are you still there, or Emma there? We need to get our allotment in. We got to get
here.
Austin. What'd
Yes.
you see when the teams came out?
Well, I mean, I think Coach has got on the Ankeny side still is feeling pretty confident. I mean, their running game is just. What did you say it was 120 yards that Laramie had in the first half?
128.
128. That's crazy. You take away a couple big plays on the Northwest side, and it's a completely different game. But Northwest is definitely utilizing some of those opportunities that they're getting to get into the end zone and get that 4-point lead right now.
Austin, I'm going to ask you a question from your vantage point of what you've seen. One thing that Coach Kapatic talked about is their speed, that they had really worked on speed. Their head strength coach, Scott Fate, had put them through the paces. Do you notice a faster team? Are they faster than Ankeny tonight?
Well, Emma and I talked about that a little bit at the beginning, that the offense kind of sputtered a little bit, but I think I saw that mesh play that they ran to score the touchdown right before the half. There was a little bit of a pick play in there as well, but you could definitely see the speed because he really waltzed right in pretty much untouched.
All right, Austin, we'll check in with you and Emma Eckhart as the night progresses, as we get ready for half number 2, 14-10. Tim, keys for the second half.
The keys to see what does Ankeny do on offense here. I think this very first possession, when they get the ball, what did they do with it? Can they get some momentum? Because the momentum right now is on the Waukee, the Wolves side. After scoring the touchdown right before half, they got the lead. They're going to want to pin them back there, and they want to get another lead. So I think the key is, can they get that offense moving early on here the third quarter?
Owen Fisher, Cooper McDowell back deep. This one is going to be into the end zone. No return for Owen Fisher. He'll catch it, toss it to Randy Heimerman, and we'll have 1st and 10 for the Ankeny Hawks. So they go to work. A couple of turnovers for Roush. It's practice is one thing, Tim. Game is another. Good decision-making early in that first quarter. It's, you can script those plays. The old Bill Walsh script those first 10. It's the second 10 that you always want to see. Let's see what the third 10 brings for Ankeny in this possession.
Yeah, see if they want to lead on. They opened up with the running game there. I think they opened up with the pass. The first play of the offense was a pass play. See if they want to let Roush, knock some jitters out.
They send Fisher in motion. Larmy off left tackle, goes up the middle and puts a shoulder into Van Horn.
Yeah, put the shoulder into Van Horn, took it for another yard or two, so they open up there. Quarterback's best friend is, 8 yards on that first down play, so see if they want to open up, if he wants to pass it again, or get that first down and move the chains.
2nd and 3, 7-yard pickup for Larmy. They go back to Daniel. Makes the cut back into the middle. He has a first down and more before Grisham gets a shoulder on him, as does Jackson Davis. So Larmy, his college recruiting kind of open. Had a chance to talk to him before the game as we get a look at this play. Larmy has been very confident, has had a swagger about him here in this offseason. He feels very much like this is his year. He's had some visits from some places. He's headed to Iowa City tomorrow to see, so he's looking for a big game tonight as Cooper McDowell now into the game in that running back position. The Hawks go to the line, they pull it back out, look to the sideline. McDowell now to the left side of Roush. Hand off to Cooper, right side. He's hit, stood up, and dropped. Well, he never got to the ground because those 4 or 5 white shirts didn't get it. Welcome to varsity football, Cooper.
Yeah, looks like Fritz was in there at first. The big, one of those that dual middle linebackers that they have, creating only 1 yard gains, so bringing up a 2nd and 9. We see a lot of Nathan Richmond coming in. He plays a tight end, but he goes in the slot, comes out there, really becomes more their de facto fullback. get that in the single back set.
Larmy back in to the left side of Roush. Passing situation. They throw to Larmy. It's caught at the 40, up to the 44. Well short of the first down. Brought down by Kennedy in front of the Ankeny bench. It's 3rd and manageable, more like 4.
One thing to demonstrate there, that's the second, perception for Larmy, is that he's got good hands. I think that they want to utilize that, get him the ball in open space.
Two receivers to the right, one to the left. The Hawks in their maroon tops and bottoms. Richmond in motion. Larmy bounces off one, his own player. He takes Breitbach out, and Grisham makes the tackle, and now Breitbach is going to be slow to get up.
I think it's Nathan Lee. Got hit
is that
in the back.
Nathan Lee?
I think, he took him right in the back. I think he just kind of caught him by surprise and maybe hopefully just knocked the wind out of him, but he had a full head of steam there. Once they brought in, lined up Richmond there on the right-hand formation, he comes back in behind the line, and they do a big trap block there.
So Ankeny talks about speed, they talk about motion, but it's been the running game tonight, Tim. 14-yard pickup there, 25 carries for 176 yards. We always talk about Ryan Pizzetti gets a little offended if you say they're only a running team. Ankeny, I think, for years wanted to be known more as a throwing, but tonight they're a running team.
Yeah. Well, I go back to looking at Roush as a first-time starting quarterback, even though he's a senior. I think getting his feet so the rushing game is that quarterback's best friend when you're inexperienced like that. Letting the running game take over, I think we're seeing that he can pass underneath. He's athletic. He's ran the ball before, so that's where that key is. And the offensive line likes to block. They like to run block. Right? That's where they really get more physical. I think it's too early to talk about getting your linemen all warmed up, but they're doing a good job there on the inside, getting on their blocks. There's a lot of movement going on the offensive line. Trap blocking is not an easy thing to do. They do a good job.
Nathan Lee is being helped to the sideline there. You can see him favoring one leg over the other, and he was somewhat questionable coming into this game as he is helped out there by Grant Waller and his head coach Jeff Bauer. So there'll be a replacement. Before it might be Ryan Baker. Is it Overbaugh?
Overbaugh is going to come into that position.
After all of that, it's 1st and 10 from the 43. Fisher in motion. They fake it to him. Roush keeps it. Finds a crease and then doesn't get much more than a yard. Maybe back to the line of scrimmage and not much more. Off the pile at the end is Hecko. I'll give him a gain of 2.
They tried that a few times. Looked like it's an RPO, but I think it was a quarterback run all the way. But I look for at some point in the game that Fisher to get that ball and that jet sweep coming around the outside.
That's usually how they're setting things up. That's you lull to sleep that they're never going to hand it to him, and then they just might. Carlson and Fisher to the left of the formation. Now they're joined by Brandhorst. They're going to throw it to that left side. They have it caught, and it's Hayden Carlson at the 22-yard line before Grisham knocks him out of bounds. That's a first down for Ankeny.
Nice touch pass there by Roush over to Carlson on the sideline. That's between over the cornerback, over the linebacker and quarterback there. So it's a really good touch play. But it's a big first down after having a few mishaps the first half. So he's really been completing his passes at a very high rate. He's 2 for 2 this half.
They ran 3 receivers in 3 different patterns on that play. Larmy now goes right side, and he goes back under. So the Kirk Ferentz way of big pass play, let's go run it off tackle again. Ludwig the tackle. Does that worry you about Iowa if that's what this is what you're seeing? Oh, those Hawks playing tomorrow against, what'd you call them? Albany Tech?
The
State?
Albany Boys School, I think. I was forgetting I saw the name.
And then Iowa State back on United States soil.
Yeah.
South Dakota. That's
tough opponent.
That's a huge opponent. Roush to throw. Has a man. It's caught by Brandhorst. How did he get that? How'd that get through? Fitz was there.
Fish just got a fingernail on it, but, good concentration by Brandhorst. He's got great hands there, basketball player. He can take, like he took a rebound, but he went up there, grabbed it out of the air. Huge play. Quarterback's best friend is a receiver that can grab the ball. Overload on right.
Larmy up the middle. Carries a man down inside the 5. Ball's down on contact.
You can see during warm-ups that Larmy's got a lot more leg strength. His legs are, really, really thick. I think he's really worked on that. He's hard to bring down. He gets that forward lean.
Bodie Morrison, the tackle for Northwest. Not a first down, but a second and goal from the 3. Larmy, left side. Larmy moving, diving for the end zone. He's in. Touchdown. Second score of the night for Daniel Larmy.
Great second effort there. He went off the inside shoulder of Lichty there. They made a big block. He took it in, took a hit, but he didn't go down. Stretched the ball over the goal line. So Ankeny takes the opening drive, 75 yards down for a touchdown. 3 for 3 passing by Roush, so nice job by him.
Larmy's going to have to get out of the car at, say, Grinnell and stretch tomorrow. He's going to be a sore guy on that trip east. In fact, he's kind of holding that left leg right now, or maybe that's still Celebration. He just got a high five from Andrew Mosier, the strength and conditioning coach. He says, Mo put us through our paces. Said, hey, what was your toughest workout of the year? He says, there was a day Mo had us do like 100 crunches. The extra point is up, and it is good. Ankeny takes the lead back here at 7:14 to play from Ankeny Stadium.
Ever have one of those awkward moments when a business disappointed you? You got ripped off? Didn't get what you expected? The Better Business Bureau can help you avoid these uncomfortable situations. BBB accredited businesses are honest, ethical, and reviewed annually by the BBB. Don't experience another awkward moment with a bad business. Trust the ones that operate with integrity. Look for the BBB seal. It's the sign of a better business. And find a better business anytime at bbb.org.
Western lets your UTV power through the storm. The Impact V Plow and Impact Straight Blade, with the features the pros demand, custom tailored for your UTV. And to keep your work top-notch, rely on the Tornado UTV Hopper Spreader. Now that's a job well done. Western, more jobs done faster.
Visit Truck Equipment Inc. today at truckequipmentinc.com.
Daniel Larmy, his second touchdown of the night, give the Hawks a 17-14 lead. Camden Ganal, the junior, had the extra point. He now has the kickoff. It's a high end-over-end kick taken by Oliver at the 4. Oliver at the 15, 20, 25 gets Bauer in there, and also coming in for Ankeny to finish off is Cal Van Houten. So now it'll be Northwest offense, Mac Heitland. Mac had a good end of the second quarter. Let's see if that offense continues. 2 receivers to the near side. They go back underneath Woodruff. And he gets a couple of hard yards before he is brought down by Jenkins. Gain of 4 on the play.
Those outside linebackers for Ankeny doing a good job really pinching down. A lot of backside pursuit.
Heitland in the gun. Throws. Caught. Oliver, nice spin. And almost escaped. Frazee there. Finish off by Wirtz. Southeast Polk takes a touchdown lead on Centennial now, 14-7, over on the eastern side of Polk County.
We might see a lot more of Oliver here. He's got that, once he catches the ball, he's got a great little spin move to break a tackle.
Oliver moved in right before the season last year. Woodruff is stood up. Jenkins there, and also Guy Titan Westemeyer. Haven't talked about Westemeyer much from that stud position. Makes the tackle.
He's quietly had a good night, holding that end position, not getting blown out. That's the big key there by Minner and Westmeyer. They hold that edge there. This defensive, the kind of a tackle defensive end position.
Heitland pulls it out of the belly, throws deep. He's got a man wide open, and it's caught.
It's Green.
And it's complete. Great catch, Jordan Green. What a play. That's taken the top off the offense.
That would be his, it might be his third catch of the night, but that's what he does. He gets there behind the safety. Perfect throw from Heitland to Green. Flips the side of the field, brings the ball down to the 18-yard line.
Gain of 41. Clark the tackle. 1st and 10 from the 18. Northwest on the move now. Woodruff, the handoff. Gets outside. Sandvik stands him up. And finishing him off is Wirtz.
Sandvik, a nice job there. Only allowing about a 1 to 2 yard gain there coming up on Woodruff, making the tackle.
I did not look at the coverage on that 41-yard pickup to see what happened on that one, but
looks like he had two safeties deep, but he just kind of blew over the top. I think he got looked in the back for there's a play action fake. But Heitland was decisive in going back and hitting him while he was open.
4:40 on the clock, 17-14. Ankeny has the lead, but Northwest is driving. They throw caught by Green. They had a good block and a great way to stand up and be the only man out there, Nathan Becker. And we have a whistle and a penalty flag back at the 10-yard line.
Looks like they're pointing towards the Ankeny defense. I don't know if he's looking at there was defensive holding.
Bill Prongi, Kevin Welsh, Jay Flora, Andy Woodley, Heath Banks, Tyler Brady.
Okay, I think since the pass was behind the line of scrimmage, there's no pass interference. If it had been downfield, they would have had a different call.
Line downfield.
Man
downfield was what.
Correct.
Yep. Well, that's why they talk about it. Drop it, get it called. So it is a 3rd and 5 situation. Ball on the 13. Northwest in field goal range, I would assume. They would certainly love to go back on top of the touchdown here. Woodruff. But it's going to be Heitland rolling out. Here comes some pressure. Woodruff. Now it's Heitland at the 10, slides down at the 5. He is close to that first down. They stop the clock, and he has it.
They had the rush there on the outside. They got to Heitland bounce to the outside using that track ability. Picking up the first down. Critical first down there.
1st and goal now from the 6. Northwest with 117 yards passing now.
Watch for those underneath crossing routes. I like doing those, finding an open receiver.
Or they'll just give it to Woodruff up underneath. Clark hit him first. Kildow finished him off.
Keeping the same offense in there. They got the double tight ends. They got Davis and Vineyard in there at the tight ends. Heavy formations.
Inside the 5, they're just going to sneak it with Heitland. He needs to get 4 yards, 3 yards. He gets maybe a yard on that play. With a whole lot of tacklers from Ankeny on that play. Interesting play call.
Bring in more receivers. They have Smith Fitzgerald in there. Woodruff in the backfield.
Heitland hands off Woodruff. He's off the left side, and he's going to be stood up short.
May have lost about a half a yard in the process. 4th and goal at the 2.
Clark and Becker on the tackle. And Northwest is going to keep their offense on the field at the moment. Ball's at the 2-yard line. 4th and goal coming. Look for Northwest on the rollout. That's what they had success with when they scored their last touchdown.
Doing something quick.
Home crowd makes some noise.
Flag. Yep.
And a flag comes down. I think Northwest jumped.
Yeah, Vineyard there just got there. They're going to do a quick count. He went there on the field. He moved after he was in a set position, so the flag came out. They lose 5 yards, probably bring out the field goal unit.
And they do. Coming out is Quaid, which will now be a 24-yard field goal attempt from right up the middle, closer to the left hash. The kick is up, and it is good. We're tied at 17 at Ankeny Stadium.
You want to get stronger, faster, healthier. You want more. You want to be part of something bigger than yourself. A place for people of all ages, all walks of life, that provides opportunities for all to succeed. We do that. We're the why. Build more than muscle. Build a stronger community.
A fuel choice that even rivals can agree on? Now that's worth the hype. Cheaper, cleaner, and homegrown. Pump it up with unleaded 88.
Tied up on a field goal, and Quaid then boots it 2 yards deep. Fisher no return. Let's go down to Emma Eckhart down on the sideline. Emma?
Yeah, well, that was a great throw from Heitland, but, I mean, we saw that speed with Jordan Green, but, I mean, just couldn't finish it off. They just need to lock it in and get that momentum going again for them.
Thank you, Emma. And we go back to the quarterback sneak, Tim. That one.
Yeah, little head scratcher.
That's a head scratcher.
Yeah, I think it was a predetermined play. He was up there. He was going to run it, but I think they had it covered. He couldn't get that pinch on the inside. He had no backs behind him, so.
Hawks again start at the 20-yard line. They've yet to have a return yard on the kickoff. Minute 38 to go, tied at 17. Richmond goes in motion, gets set. Now comes McDowell, and before they can get the ball to Cooper, Ankeny cannot get the play off before the play clock expires. 5 yards back, 1st and 15.
That's kind of a big sin when you come in on off the kickoff, because the clock is running.
Overbaugh back in as Breitbach is still, or Lee is on the sideline. Breitbach was in street clothes and didn't even suit up tonight. So that's both guards out for Ankeny. Cooper McDowell spins around one, and then he's dropped in a hurry. Cooper gets brought down by Davis and also Eli Eckerman in the neighborhood, and we have a whistle.
Slow-moving play. Not sure what down player for Ankeny.
Might be McDowell, just have a cramp. Yep. We were talking, I was talking about with one of the parents before the game about, some nights on these opening games, we had a couple years ago, remember we had player after player after player drop down, and everybody, you get a cramp, and you get a cramp.
Yeah, and they're a lot better nutrition nowadays. I think they do try to hydrate, but you aren't exerting, the adrenaline and also playing in the game. It's a warm night. I think that all adds up, that it's easily get cramped up in a game. But basically in a penalty and one play, they have lost 10 yards on this drive.
And Ankeny now 2nd and 20, back to their 10-yard line. If anything, they need to get at least 10 yards to kind of help flip this field position, because right now Northwest is sitting in the catbird seat. Roush with time comes to the near side. He's got Brandhorst caught at the 40, down the near sideline, hand down. Otherwise, he keeps running. Great touchdown saving tackle by Eddie Kennedy. That flips the field, but in the Ankeny way. Let's look at this one again on replay. Just a
Perfect
go
pass.
route.
Yep, go route. That's the one he threw an interception on, his first interception of the game. He underthrew it by a little bit. This was a perfect throw and catch. Kennedy makes a touchdown-saving tackle, but that flips the field from a 2nd and 20 to 1st and 10 at the 45.
Jeff Martin says that's a 47-yard gain. Thank you, Jeff. Larmy back underneath in the middle, and he is grabbed by the ankles by Van Horn. The captain makes a tackle. So now you start to get to you find out here, Tim, whose conditioning worked all summer? Who's going to be able to withstand punch after punch after punch? As it looks like Ankeny is in no hurry to run a play before the end of the third quarter, so we are setting ourselves up for a fourth quarter dandy. As the Hawks do come to the line with 4 seconds on the clock, 3. Let's see if they get it off. They will not. We've played 3 quarters, tied at 17. The fourth when we return. This is CISN.
Looks like punter's got.
Employee pricing plus extra DeArmond discounts at DeArmond Ford. New 2024 F-150s with over $20,000 off. Get a new Ford Bronco with $9,000 off plus 3.9% for 72 months. New Bronco Sports on sale for $37,990 plus 3.9% for 72 months. And new Super Duties with $10,000 off. Extra discounts on top of employee pricing. Only at DeArmond Ford, Indianola.
Joe here with Westside Auto Pros. I know that sometimes your car can be inconsiderate and need work when you're short on cash. So here's what I'll do. When you get your car fixed at Westside Auto Pros, I'll loan you the money to pay for it. Whatever you want done, repairs, services, tires, you name it. Get your car back on the road and you won't even pay any interest for 90 days. My wife thinks I'm nuts.
No interest, Joe? Are you nuts?
Get your car fixed now and pay later only at Westside Auto Pros. You don't suppose she's right?
Ankeny with the ball, 2nd and 2 as we start the fourth quarter here, tied with Northwest. Larmy's been the workhorse. He's going to get the first down on that play to move the chains. Other scores, Valley Dowling, the other game tonight on CISN, tied at 17. Polk leads Centennial 21-7. Johnston now has kicked a field goal to take the lead 10-0 in the fourth. Cedar Falls and Liberty, the Tigers with a 14-7 lead over the Lightning. Here it is 17-17. Good one here, setting up for the fourth quarter. Larmy the handoff. Waits, pauses, bursts through, and then bowls over his tackler. Larmy absolutely took it to his defender, Bodie Morrison.
Nice job there. Bauer playing the tight end position, went out there, kicked out the end. Larmy stutter step, waited for that hole to create. That's really what a running back do. He's patient in his running tonight, taking it up the middle, picking up some big yardage.
Brandhorst and Fisher to the right. Richmond now sprints out to the left and comes back in motion. They go Larmy to the left side behind a blocker, and then Larmy dives Superman style after Ryan Pruin helped, as did Cameron Overbaugh. Now, the other night at the team dinner, the picnic for the family, the offensive line coach, Coach White, didn't introduce his players. He said, this is a unit. They are one. Meet our offensive line. That's your kind of move, isn't it, Tim?
It is. It is. I go back to like the tight end. Was Richmond in that group? I don't want to find out because he's been blocking like he's a tackle, like a fullback. But that's really created a lot of this mismatches in the secondary for Waukee.
Larmy gets through the initial surge, and then Bodie Morrison again, the tackle. Morrison, a guy who last year, not a ton of experience, trying to make the most of this opportunity tonight to start the 25 season. Ankeny moving the football, but this is where they've had a little bit of trouble on a couple of drives.
The offensive line has really been firing off the ball. I would trust them to continue this format here.
Larmy gets behind
and now he's getting pushed.
The scrum is moving that.
All right, Jared, if you can dig out who Van Horn, you're saying he was there first? Okay. A lot of tackles, Larmy there. Also up last was Brady Fitz.
Yeah, Fitz is there, and I see Van Horn's in there. So the usual players in the middle of that pile, but the offensive line, they want them to run the ball. If you've turned the ball over to those guys, but they've been really good as a unit. 2nd and goal for the 6.
Richmond in motion. At one of these points, they're probably going to throw to him. This time they're going to throw to the other side. Caught! Touchdown, Ankeny Hawks! Scoring the end zone, Andrew Brandhorst, and Ankeny has the lead back.
Lined up wide on the right, ran that skinny post there on the 5-yard line. That takes a quarterback with a lot of confidence to put the ball in there. Great hands because he caught it there in his eye level, pulled her in for the touchdown. Another 80-yard drive.
Brandhorst's father won a state championship for Hudson back in 1994. Andrew trying to be like Dad and help his team get to the Unidome. On to attempt the extra point, Camden Ganal. His left-footed kick is booted somewhere near the baseball field. Ankeny with a 24-17 lead here in the 4th.
You want to get stronger, faster, healthier. You want more. You want to be part of something bigger than yourself. A place for people of all ages, all walks of life, that provides opportunities for all to succeed. We do that. We're the why. Build more than muscle. Build a stronger community.
A fuel choice that even rivals can agree on? Now that's worth the hype. Cheaper, cleaner, and homegrown. Pump it up with unleaded 88.
We're going to talk about Brandhorst in a minute about that play. Ankeny goes 9 plays, 80 yards, 4:35 on the clock. Brandhorst, the difference maker, will check in with Austin Oliver after this, and it's a touchback. Austin, what do you know?
Training table-wise, 79's out for the rest of the game. He's got ice, and I think he's in a boot now, just a protective one. Pickle juice is being served, dealing with these cramps. We had 88 come out after the touchdown. And then third, Brandhorst is just taking over the game. I was trying to figure out, has there been any completions to any of the other receivers yet?
Ooh, now that's a great question. The only one could be Larmy, right?
There was a Larmy and
Carlson.
Flats. Yeah.
Yep. All right, Heitland throws it away on first down as he gets chased. Penalty flag comes out. It came from the near official on the Ankeny sideline, so we'll sort this one out.
It looks like it was someone was down for a cramp as well. I don't know if it was holding on the defense. There were illegal. It looks like holding on the defense, but we have an Ankeny player cramping up.
An ineligible receiver on Northwest.
Look at the near official, and he's pointing at the Ankeny. So I was assuming that.
Dalton DeBoer, who moved down from the Twin Cities, plays AAU basketball with Mac Heitland. Going to go to Wake Forest. That's just not something you hear about very often.
No.
But DeBoer is a guy that they're still trying to get to know in that program there on the northwest side of Waukee.
He's a
good-sized
fellow.
Yeah, I was going to say, what did you say when you saw him on the field?
I was in the end zone. I turned around, I saw him, and I thought a cloud had come through. And no, he was just blocking the sun. He is all of 6'6", 330.
You mean that in a good way?
Yes. Big guy.
And coming off is Hunter Minner. And that guy plays baseball. So, I mean, he knows. Now, Hunter Minner, I got to tell this story real fast. Hunter, his creativity in the media fill-out sheet that Shannon Sandvig helped me out with. Huge thanks, Shannon. Minner says, hey, I like baseball. I like this. I also get confused quite often with Mars Clark.
Yeah, I could see it.
I could see the resemblance, yeah. Handoff Woodruff, and he's going to get back to the line of scrimmage. Great second and third effort to make that happen. Kildow and also Wirtz on the tackle.
Speaking of him, he was the first one to come in there.
Big play coming here for Northwest. We talked about flipping the field, that Brandhorst catch right now. Northwest needs a big play here on second down to try to avoid having the all-out blitz come from Ankeny. That's one thing we've seen limited blitzing tonight from McGackey's group.
Try to put some pressure on Heitland.
They give it to Woodruff, and Woodruff is brought down by Wirtz. Coming through on a bullet was Logan. And Andy Liu was there. Andy Liu also a move in from the, I think, Arkansas.
He blew it up first. Looked like he was held on the play.
Well, that's what. Were you listening to the fans sitting below us?
Yes, we can hear them. Then Wirtz came in, finished her off, but that was a good defensive play. That's what the defense is using, working as a unit, going in there, blowing it up. I thought they'd go to run play, but now we got third and long. We'll see what they dial up.
Huge play for Northwest. Heitland with time. Now rolls out, throws off back foot. No one home. That's incomplete. Pressure was coming up the middle from Nathan Becker.
He did the outside blitz to his strong side, to his arm side. So then we're seeing that Heitland throwing while his feet are in the air. He's not getting his feet set. That's what they're dialing it up. Not giving him time to get set to look over the field. So great defensive pressure there on a 3-and-out. Getting the ball back with 7 minutes to go, and getting the ball back now if they can take some time off the clock.
Frazee and Clark back deep to await Quade's punt from the goal line. This is a low liner, nice rotation on it, good spin, and Clark's going to have to let that go. Excellent punt, nearly 60 yards. That can be something Northwest can hang on right now. They're going to have to come out, get a stop. The game's plenty of time. 7:24 to play, all timeouts. If you're Ankeny, you've been running the ball a lot.
Yeah.
I assume you're going to keep doing that, right?
I think you keep doing it. Make them stop you. I think using the tight end, we may see a double tight end. We may see both Richmond and Bauer in there getting the blocks in.
It's been a lot of Larmy. They send Fisher in motion. They fake it, now give it back to Daniel. Ooh, Daniel's popped right at the line of scrimmage and then stood up. So a little bit of stunting. Coming in there was Van Horn.
Yep, coming in there, stopping him for a no. Well, they gave him a yard, generous yard there. So
now if you're Northwest, I think you might stunt just a little bit more, right?
But you could. This is where, if you want to make a good play call, Roush has had a really good second half passing the ball. Someone could break open because you're bringing extra backs in to stop the run game.
Richmond in motion. Now comes Fisher. Larmy. Daniels hit just on this side of the 45-yard line. Van Horn again there. The captain has been awesome tonight. Van Horn has been everywhere for Northwest. Defensive coordinator Nate Bailey is going to score Van Horn high when they break down tape of this one.
I imagine we may have some coaches here looking at some of the talent we have here on the field. I mean, both sides have done very well. I thought that play clock run down there. See if we want to keep the ball on the ground. Maybe a quarterback run.
3rd and 3, and Northwest is going to jump, and that's going to be a free 5. Ankeny had not done that move for quite some time, and they pulled it out at the right time. How many times have we seen it, Tim? Plays like that, you try to do it, and you fail, but rarely in the first week does it succeed as much as
especially
it
the
has.
offense. They can keep their head in there, and the defense is flying across. All they got to do is touch them. Gets a first down. Now if they can run another without any stoppage, they could take another minute and a half, almost, minute 45 off the clock on next 3 plays. So the clock now is running in the favor for Ankeny Hawks.
1st and 10 from the Northwest 48-yard line. Richmond in motion, they give Larmy. Daniel runs hard, gets across the 45 to the 44-yard line before Kennedy brings him down.
Once again, they're running in there. They run Richmond out wide. He comes in. He's getting a kick-out block on the corner of their linebacker, creating a little bit of a seam there for Larmy. See if they go back to it again.
It's been pretty much the Daniel Larmy show. 33 carries in this contest. Make it 34, and that's going to be short of the first down. He stood up a yard past the line of scrimmage.
Yep. They gave him almost to
Fitz.
The 40. Well, there is a 41.
They did give him the 41.
Yep. So he's got about 3 yards to go. Go back into the running game. Once again, 4:50.
Not a lot of time has gone off on this series of 1st and 2nd downs. 24-17, Ankeny the lead and the football. Moving left to right on your screen. Roush to throw with time, has it complete to, finally, Tim, the tight end.
Yes, they are part of the passing offense. I do agree, but that was a great play there. Richmond's been out there to look as a blocker. He released upfield, did a little hook on the sideline, just stood there, and great pass by Roush to the tight end. Pick up another key first down on this drive.
And quickly getting to the sideline and going down is Richmond, so that means Bauer is in.
He's had a lot of work. He'd be my player of the game just for his blocking ability, but I think Roush has not had an incompletion this half.
1st and 10 from the 29 before the play, a whistle, and a timeout Ankeny. 4:24 to play here. Ankeny with a 7-point lead. Back in a moment.
Ever have one of those awkward moments when a business disappointed you? You got ripped off? Didn't get what you expected? The Better Business Bureau can help you avoid these uncomfortable situations. BBB accredited businesses are honest, ethical, and reviewed annually by the BBB. Don't experience another awkward moment with a bad business. Trust the ones that operate with integrity. Look for the BBB seal. It's the sign of a better business. And find a better business anytime at bbb.org. West.
Ankeny back out onto the field after the timeout. Valley and Dowling in the 4th, tied at 17. Thought that one would be a good game, and it is. This one's been good too, 24-17. Ankeny the lead and the football. Larmy. So I'm going to guess if Ankeny holds on to win here, Tim, Daniel Larmy? Is that the guy we got to talk to?
We do. Larmy, it's like I said, he was on I think the pitch count must be over 40. He's got 35 carries for 224 yards so far with 4 minutes to go. He has done a tremendous job, but a lot of it is running between the tackles. Give him credit for not trying to bounce it outside. So he's really picking his holes well. And that offensive line really as a unit has done a good job of running, and they like, blocking downfield. It's got to wear on the defense.
Bauer in motion. Now Larmy slashes in. Back to the line of scrimmage. Gets to maybe the 21-yard line and no further.
I think he's about a yard.
Henry Moore the stop for Northwest.
Keep the ball. They got 23 seconds on the clock, so they can get this down under 3 minutes at the snap.
Don't think you want to play super conservative. You still want to keep pace and tempo. Now remember, Ankeny has thrown all sorts of They've thrown tempo. They've thrown deliberate. They've also committed a few penalties and turnovers. Larmy up the middle. He's going to be short. He cannot penetrate the 20. He needed to get past there. So now it'll be 4th and 1.
Would you take a 37-yard field goal attempt? They may let this clock run down to about the 2:10 mark, 2:15 mark. Call a timeout to make a decision.
Davis, the tackle. He was their sack leader in 24. Makes the stop here in 25. Great play. I think everybody wearing white and maroon knew Larmy was going to get the football. Right now, Ankeny's coming out in their offense. Play clock down to 5.
Quarterback.
And then there's going to be, we're going to sort this one out because
Yeah.
there's contact at the line. Pruin was knocked backwards, but Northwest thinks that
they flinched.
So it's going to be a false start on the right guard.
So does this change your play call? Now you've got 4th.
So now it looks like you're going to come out with Camden Ganal. So Ganal, this one's a little further than what he had.
This is a 43-yard attempt. He's got the leg.
And a timeout Northwest on the field. We'll try to sort it out. Back in 30 seconds, Randy, if we could, please. 7-point lead for Ankeny.
You want to get stronger, faster, healthier. You want more. You want to be part of something bigger than yourself. A place for people of all ages, all walks of life, that provides opportunities for all to succeed. We do that. We're the why. Build more than muscle. Build a stronger community.
Welcome to our newest segment, Second Guess Everything. All right, so if you're Ankeny, do you think about running the ball right here, Tim?
I think about putting a quarterback in motion, let him decide to pass or run. I think that's there.
That's what they're doing. Larmy's back onto the field.
Because you get a first down, you almost...
Ganal is off. First down pretty much ends it.
Yep.
I think a couple of offensive linemen didn't know what was going on because here comes Pruin. I don't think he knows the play.
They got double wides. They may want to go deep.
They're going to throw the football. Roush with time throws around the middle. He's got Branhorst at the 5-2-1 touchdown. Unbelievable play. Branhorst on 4th down. However, hold the phone. There's a penalty flag on the field.
Holding. Oh. Back-to-back penalties.
The touchdown that wasn't. Well, it's coming back, but watch this play.
It was a beautiful play. We all called for the run. He goes, takes a
pretty easy call.
Takes a post play, but that...
Ooh, Ankeny, yikes. Yeah, here's the other thing. You took 9 seconds off the play.
You did. It's 4th down again. Try something underneath it because you want to get the ball off that 35-yard line. Can you get it down maybe around the 20? Make the field as long as possible. Or do you dial it up again?
Northwest has 5 defenders at the 20, and before the snap, another penalty flag. And at this point...
There's time in the clock.
It was such a nice, clean game, and then we got to the 4th quarter.
Sort this out. The officials are huddled.
Came from the back judge. This is a A-list crew. They've done state championship games before, Randy Hiram's crew. He schedules the referees around here. All right, so say it's against Ankeny. Moves them back 5-10 yards. You almost have to think about punting it then, right? Ankeny had 4th and 1 at the 20, right? When this all started?
Yep. Yeah.
So illegal substitution.
They keep it till now. He makes a 4th and 11 at the 31. 30.
You need to get to the south side of the 20 if you're Ankeny. If you're Northwest, they had 5 defensive backs 15 yards off the ball. Now it looks like they're going to just regular, more of a deep 5 shell look.
You may do the handoff to Larman.
Roush to throw. They go into, I think that was supposed to be an in and an out, and somebody went in, and Roush thought they were going out.
Yeah.
Incomplete. Northwest will take the ball over at the 30. 2 minutes to play. Touchdown, and an extra point ties it.
They have 2 timeouts left.
Woo!
Plenty of time to get the ball downfield.
Mac Heitland, this is what you have worked for all year. What can you do here? Austin Oliver, did you already hand it off to Emma? Or
No, I'm right here.
What do you think of that drive? What happened?
I don't know.
Lots of penalties there.
There was a little sloppy here at the end, but the door's back open for Northwest. So let's see what they can do with it.
Highland, first down throw, caught by Oliver at the 30, 35, 40 is where he's brought down by Wirtz. Clock moving, though, up to the 39-yard line. Good play call on first down. Heitland again goes deep. Down the middle. He's got Oliver caught at the 30, down to the 20. Ankle tackle at the 15-yard line by Frazee. What a play by Northwest.
Even more, that's a great poise by Heitland. He went out there, put the ball out there on his fingertips, Oliver using his speed to catch the ball. Plenty of time here at the 1:30 left in the game.
46-yard pickup. Heitland throws into the corner. Caught and a touchdown.
They gave him the touchdown in the corner at the pylon. He went up and took it. We will see this on the replay. But Green,
the catch. Back-to-back incredible plays by Northwest.
Now the decision is, do you want to go for 2 on the road while you're hot on your offense?
And they're going to take time out to talk that exact scenario. We're now going to play second guess the coach when we come back in 30 seconds. 24-23.
Ever have one of those awkward moments when a business disappointed you? You got ripped off? Didn't get what you expected? The Better Business Bureau can help you avoid these uncomfortable situations. BBB accredited businesses are honest, ethical, and reviewed annually by the BBB. Don't experience another awkward moment with a bad business. Trust the ones that operate with integrity. Look for the BBB seal. It's the sign of a better business. And find a better business anytime at bbb.org. West.
Let's see the touchdown again, shall we? Heitland just through the fade.
It just got one
right
foot
inside
down
the pylon. Great play. And that was set up by a 46-yard play that was even better to Oliver. So it looks like Northwest is going for 2. Minute 22. Woodruff in motion. Now Heitland rolls out far side. He's got Heitland wide open. He's going to tuck it, run it, and score! Northwest, the 2-point conversion to take a point lead with a minute 22.
Heitland bounced it to the outside. He got outside the contain. He had lots of option. He had Woodruff out there in the flat. He tucked it under, took it himself, and took it into the end zone. They could not get a person on like they did most of the game.
Heitland,
he was free to run.
Well, give credit to Woodruff. He was the decoy on that play to clear out the help, and it was an option play. Yeah. It was either you're throwing it or you're running it. That's going to be there. Great bootleg there. Whew, my. All right, so you're Ankeny. Minute 22, 2 timeouts. You're likely going to start the ball at the 20 because that is where Northwest has been. All right, Emma Eckhart, you're down there. What'd you see, Emma? That's exciting or something? Emma, you down there? All right, we lost Emma. And I do not. We'll get to her after this play. High kick. That's going to be returnable. Fisher with it at the 10, 15, gets at the 21-yard line before he's knocked out of bounds. Kennedy. All right, Emma Eckhart, you hear me now? What did you see on that drive?
Well, it's going to be Austin here. Emma is busy formulating questions for the end of the game, going back and forth here. So game-defining drive right there. There's still some time on the clock to see what Ankeny can do, but this is going to come right down to the end.
Ball's at the 24-yard line with 1:18. Thank you, Austin.
Roush has been 6 of 7 this second half, the only incompletion coming on that 4th down, so he has had a hot hand, but they need to stretch that defense. The middle has been wide open, so they have a chance to go down there. They can run several plays.
First and 10 from the 19. Throwback screen, they go. Larmy catches it at the 25 to the 26-yard line before Brady Fitz brings him down. Clock moves as it's only a gain of 8. Absolutely 2-minute drill. They throw complete, caught by Brandhorst. He carries his defender out of bounds. Tackle brought by Kennedy in front of the Northwest bench. 54 seconds. Clock stops for a moment to set the chains as he did not get out of bounds. 3 receivers to the right. They hand off Larmy up the middle. Larmy takes a runner up to the 41, maybe 42 line. Timeout. Ankeny at 41 seconds.
Yeah, trying to run the ball there. If he popped it for 10 yards, the clock would have stopped. They could have gotten the play. But if he was short, burn 1 or 2 timeouts.
Fits the tackle that prevented the strategy there a little bit. Isaiah Oliver, what a catch. 46 yards, good throw. Maybe just a hair underthrown, if I had to say anything, by Heitland.
But he laid it out there up in the air where the receiver can get underneath it and make a judgment call to make the catch.
All right, so you're Ankeny, and if you're trying to get into field goal range, you just don't know what the junior can do. You got to get to maybe the 25 to 30.
Yeah, 25 is usually that's probably the range for a high school player. 30 would be making it a very long field goal. They have another timeout, 42 seconds left.
3 receivers to the right for Ankeny. Larmy goes in motion out of the backfield. They throw back to the left, caught by Brandhorst on the far sideline. He gets the first down.
And out of bounds.
Up to the 47-yard line before Eckerman.
They're playing a single safety deep. You got trips here on the right.
Clock stopped.
A cross pattern on the outside here, run deep. That's how Brandhorst got free on that one touchdown that was called back.
39 seconds, bunch trips to the near side. Fisher goes out deep. Roush throws down the sideline and it was tipped and nearly intercepted. Great breakup on the play by Grisham. That could have been the ball game in favor of Northwest.
That he was looking for Carlson all the way. He just kind of laid it out there. Don't have to get gritty. You could run them deep, run somebody on out here, try to get 10 yards, get to the 40-yard line. You want to get on the other side of the 50.
Clock stopped, 34 seconds on the incomplete pass. Northwest with a 1-point lead. Ankeny the ball, Fisher in motion. Roush on the screen, gets it complete. Caught at midfield, 45, he stood up. Ankeny's going to probably have to burn that timeout. 26 seconds there. The screen gets him a few yards, but only about 6 before Fitz makes the tackle.
Good coverage there by the Wolves defense, snuffing out that screen. They tried it earlier on that side, keeping it under a 10-yard gain and forcing them to use their last timeout.
Ankeny trying to use the middle of the field. Now they're going to be stuck to the outside unless they take the chance to just get the first down. And now you're to the point you could clock it, or you figure out the clock stops momentarily until they get the chain set, so that only gives you maybe 3 seconds, 4 seconds at most. 3rd and 3 for Ankeny. 26 seconds to play, down by 1.
They could run Larmy again to the outside.
Roush with time, throws across the middle, and it's incomplete. Nearly intercepted again, and it's down to the final play. They were going to Brandhorst. Combe almost had the pick. He's a receiver. Former receiver turned over to the defensive side. 4th down and 3. It's going to come down to 1 play.
Need to get a first down here. Clock will stop. Big 3 yards needed to keep this drive alive.
Roush with time, incomplete, off the hands of Larmy. And Northwest is going to win on the road to open it as Ankeny fails to convert on 4th down and 18 seconds to play.
And that play was there. He led it by maybe a foot too far in front of him.
Oh, what a play.
What a fourth quarter swing of emotions. Looked like Ankeny was going to go up by 2 touchdowns. Holding penalty came back. Series of flags coming through. 3 plays later, Waukee Northwest takes it down for the the touchdown, then the go-ahead 2-point conversion.
Gutsy call there to do the 2, but you kind of felt that it was going to be in there. So now Northwest. Woo!
They get Valley next week at home.
All they do is take a knee, and that will do it. Northwest comes in on the road last year. They lost 5 games, missed the playoffs for the first time in school history, but tonight they complete the comeback. Couple of huge plays. Isaiah Oliver from Heitland. Oliver was a difference maker down the stretch, Tim.
He was. He had a touchdown there right before the half that gave them the lead. Then once again, he had the big sideline route, showing his skill, body control. Also, Green had been quiet for a while. Then he stepped up at the end for the touchdown. Good body control to catch the ball, come down 1 foot down in the end zone for that touchdown. So both teams back and forth battled. Like I said, I expect to see both these teams in the playoffs this fall. This is a 1-point difference, and that's really how these teams played.
We will try to get a little post-game interview here with Northwest. I've lost Emma. There they are, Austin and Emma. They are midfield, and Northwest, they head their way to the locker room as they're trying to, I think, stop Oliver or stop somebody. Northwest tonight, great second half period by both of these teams.
Yeah, great poise by the quarterback Heitland. He knew the game was on the line there. They had the ball with only 2 minutes to go. Had to drive the length of the field. He had pinpoint passing, down the stretch. Went 3 for 3 to get the touchdown, and then got the pass for the 2-point conversion. So that's what an experienced quarterback does.
And now we're running down Northwest, and so Emma and Austin are getting in their steps, trying to chase down our post-game interviews, and then we'll wrap things up and give you a little bit of the stats to close things up. As they try to get a couple of players, the Ankeny team having their huddle on the field at the 20. Big win tonight for Northwest on the road to start the 2025 campaign. Lots of expectations for this squad. They brought back a lot of experience. And they came in here, Tim, and just made the plays when they needed to be made. That was a great drive in that fourth quarter.
We talked about that in the pregame. They come back, with the chip on their shoulder. They want to, finish games. They bring back 14 starters on offense and defense. So that made a big difference tonight, is that those guys played well.
I know what the problem is. Keep talking, Tim.
So players of the game, Heitland is what he's advertised. I know he's getting some looks, from Iowa State, K-State. I would be surprised if South Dakota was down here taking a look at him to kind of see the poise that he displayed here in the second half. Both halves. He's had some great passes, no turnover, so he had a great night statistic-wise. And also Larmy, had a great night, rushing the ball right up there to the end.
As we chase down for a little bit of that post game, let's look at some of those statistics. If you want to run through them here, Tim.
Yeah, Heitland, we talked about him, the game winners, but he was 15 to 23 for 187 yards for 2 TDs. Took one in himself, tonight. Leading rusher for them was Woodruff for 20 carries for 57 yards. Heitland, 7 rushes for 24 yards. Total for the night was 28 carries for 80 yards. On the Ankeny side, Roush came in 15 to 22 for 165 yards. TD to Brandhorst. Larmy, the big night for him, 38 carries, 234 yards rushing, 4 receptions for 31 yards. Brandhorst, leading receiver, 8 receptions for 109 yards and a TD. So all good offensive output, good offensive line play. These guys went at it all night long.
One thing that I'd forgotten, the penalties on that one play, the hold, which was a hold.
You'll see it was definitely
a hold.
It was a good call there. They had it 4th and 1, ready to take it in. They got earlier penalties, on the offside. They had a touchdown there on the hold, went backwards, went for it on 4th down. Gave the ball back. The last thing you want to do is give the ball back to a very hot Northwest Waukee team.
Daniel Larmy, 38 carries, 234, and a couple of touchdowns. Brandhorst, 8 catches, 109 yards. Carlson, a catch for 19. Richmond, 2 for 6. Woodruff, 20 carries, 57 yards. Heitland, 7 rushes, 24. None bigger than the 2-point conversion. Green, 5 catches, 77. Oliver, 7 for 87. And Vineyard, 3 for 23. Just some great individual plays made at that point. And, Ankeny ran the ball really well a lot of the night tonight. 248 yards rushing, 44 of 248, passing 15 of 22. I think the only incomplete the only incompletes came on the last drive of the game.
Well, look at this. You have 66 offensive plays for Ankeny. And we only have 51 for Waukee Northwest, but they made the most of it down the stretch. 3 big plays there down the stretch to take the lead. They hung in there, quite well. They had their backs to the wall here late in the fourth quarter. But, both these teams, battled out. It was back and forth. Ankeny with the lead. Waukee comes back to tie. They take the lead before half. Ankeny takes the opening kickoff, goes 80 yards down the field for a touchdown to take the lead. So these two teams are quite equal, quite balanced. They could play each other 10 times through the year, and they'd probably split 5-5.
I think what they try to do is pull our crew into the locker room. I think it'd be a pretty loud situation down there. So looks like they're starting to emerge. Looks like Coach has made his way out. Corey Kapadich is very close to being with us, and I think we're trying to get just a couple more. Emma Eckhart's there with Coach. Emma, what do you know?
Tell me about the game call on that 2-point conversion.
Well, we were having trouble stopping them, so I thought it was our best chance to win the game to go for 2, and I had confidence in our players. So, I don't think we played our best game. And hats off to Ankeny. They played well, and we knew it would be a 4-quarter game, so we just want to take our chance to win it right there.
Congrats. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, that's head coach Corey Kapadich. You got one more interview there, Emma.
What a good finish. Talk to me about what you learned about your team tonight.
Last year had a problem with finishing, and I learned that this year, we learned from that, and, we can finish games. We know that we're not out of it at any point.
Congrats. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, that's Mac Heitland with Emma Eckhart and Austin Oliver. Thank you very much, and thank you, everybody. Tim, next week, Centennial comes back here. You'll have the call with Dar Danielson. Ankeny will be on the road at Waukee.
Yeah, big, expect a bounce back game for them next week. I think they learned a lot tonight. They grew up a lot tonight. I think they found that they could do some things very, very well. Cut down 2 costly turnovers, but I think they bounced back and really did well here to represent themselves tonight.
For Luke and Reese and Randy, for Jeff, Jared, Tim, I'm Paul. Thanks for watching. So long. Northwest, the comeback win tonight, 25-24 to open up Class 5A here at Ankeny Stadium. Good night.
Iowans are working hard, but high prices make it even harder to keep food on the table. Record numbers need help. Your neighbors, your friends, your community. Stopping hunger starts here.
Employee pricing plus extra DeArmond discounts at DeArmond Ford. New 2024 F-150s with over $20,000 off. Get a new Ford Bronco with $9,000 off plus 3.9% for 72 months. New Bronco Sports on sale for $37,990 plus 3.9% for 72 months. And new Super Duties with $10,000 off. Extra discounts on top of employee pricing. Only at DeArmond Ford, Indianola.
Joe here with Westside Auto Pros. I know that sometimes your car can be inconsiderate and need work when you're short on cash. So here's what I'll do. When you get your car fixed at Westside Auto Pros, I'll loan you the money to pay for it. Whatever you want done, repairs, services, tires, you name it. Get your car back on the road and you won't even pay any interest for 90 days. My wife thinks I'm nuts.
No interest, Joe? Are you nuts?
Get your car fixed now and pay later only at Westside Auto Pros. You don't suppose she's right?
Thank you for tuning into today's broadcast. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any of our live events. You can also follow us on X, Facebook, and Instagram in the description below for more coverage of Central Iowa high school sports and the Des Moines Menace. Now, back to the game.